Well, let's get rolling here with episode 297 of the Current Gen podcast. My name's Tim. I'm here with Kyle. Just the two of us, buddy, holding down the fort.
We're really doing it, man. Here it is.
I know. And I apologize I didn't get the fireplace out for us to have a little fireside chat. I completely forgot about it till just this moment. So that's my bad.
Oh, that's okay.
I probably could. I probably could pull up the fire if you wanted one.
The real fire is the friends we made along the way, or something like that. You know, so.
So true.
I'm pretty sure that's the saying.
Hang on, I bet you I can do it. Hang on. Ready?
Okay.
There you go.
It's a good fire. Look at that.
I mean, it's completely
perfect wood symmetry.
Generated, but
yeah, exactly. This is what they were talking about when AI is taking over jobs. This is what they're talking about. This is AI fire taking over
exactly
fire jobs.
What they meant. Yep. That's the one. By the way, it is getting to that time of year. It is getting a little chillier. And I like that we're actually getting a fall this year. I feel like last year we jumped right from summer into winter, even though we probably didn't.
Yeah.
It's just how it felt because we had some crazy snow by this time last year. And maybe we are in for, some people are predicting a really crazy winter of snow and all that. Maybe. I just know that right now we've had, in my opinion, a really great 5-6 weeks run of like fall weather, where some days it's up in the 70s, some days it's 50s or 60s, but it's like down into the 30s and 40s at night. I kind of like that. I like jacket. Fall weather.
Same here.
So I dig it. Are you doing any camping before the weather gets too
crazy?
I'm
gonna try to this year. You know, I kind of wait till it gets crazy. That's the part. Yeah. My whole thing is waiting until it's miserable completely to go camping, and then I'll go, hey, this is a good weekend to go do that. Freeze
you want it to be the point where everyone questions your sanity. Like, are you okay?
Yeah,
you want that
yeah. I've got a new setup where there's an indoor like fireplace. It's like a enclosed metal like fireplace. Heats up an entire like tent up to like 8. I'll be able to like hang out in shorts and a tank top like in my tent pretty much.
Okay,
like,
so hang on. Is a unit that you bring with you for camping?
Yeah, and like there's a chimney that goes like up out of the like fireproof like roof that I have, like a little vent that goes up, and again it'll heat up an entire little tent.
Is that like the solo stove, or is this something different?
It's something different, but that is the solo stove is yeah. I mean, that is like a version of what I'm talking about. So pretty much the same thing.
Interesting. That's pretty cool.
It's fun. Yeah,
now,
I'm excited.
Do you bring your own, like, I mean, obviously fire starter stuff, but do you bring your own fuel? You just get wood?
It depends.
And sticks
usually everywhere I go, there's always wood, so I'll just grab that, and maybe at best I'll grab like a bundle of it, like from a gas station on the way there, just to have like some healthy, good stuff, you know. And it's the winter usually we're talking about, so anything I find out there is probably gonna be wet, you know. So I need to find some starter stuff. So
true.
It's cool. Yeah.
Yeah, we did the bundle of the pre-cut firewood before doing our last camping trip, and you're right. It makes it so much easier. It's already dry. It's already cut. Like it burns really cleanly, and I don't know. There's something about just like just give me that. Give me the thing in the saran wrap. I'll rip the wrapping off, and I'll use that wood.
Yeah,
that's fine. You know.
Right. Yeah, that's perfect.
Yeah, that's good, man. And so if you do go, I want to hear about it, and I am curious. Do you go solo, Kyle? Or do you bring friends with you?
I do sometimes, yeah. Usually I'll go with friends, but more lately I've been going solo just because people don't like to go out. Can you believe it? People don't like going out camping in the winter.
Shocking. I am shocked.
Shocking, I know. I don't get it. Yeah.
I don't either.
Yeah.
Bunch of wimps.
So no, usually a lot of these ones are solo in the winter.
You bring like bear spray? Do you do something to protect yourself? Do you have a gun? Do you have something?
I have a gun. Yeah. I'll bring a shotgun out there and a pistol.
Because it's that time of year where not like bears hunt. Listen, we both live in Colorado, and so I don't think either one of us have had extreme encounters with wildlife. But they're there. They're out there.
Yeah, so. I've had a bear walk up right into our camp before, and because we were being really lazy with the food and left it kind of left it all up. There was like a lot of us, so there was a stupid kind of safety in numbers maybe thought. And boy, that bear came right. I mean, it must have been 20, 25 feet away from me and everybody else. We had to just like start screaming at it to get it away. Yeah. And you could tell he was just like, this is going to be too much. This is not worth it, you know?
Your PB&J smells good, but I'm out of here.
Yeah, there's like 10 of y'all, so he could take all of us. I just want to make that clear.
Easily.
If he wanted to. But that's about as close, and I haven't been silly about food since then, so it's real, guys. Bring a bear canister and put your food up, and don't sleep in the clothes that you cook in. All that stuff is true.
For sure.
So.
Yeah, definitely bring something to defend yourself. At least some kind of bear spray, if you
Yeah,
don't have a firearm. But if you've got a gun, of course, if you're a hunter, if you got something to protect yourself, that is even better. But yeah, whatever you can
yeah,
do, especially if you're going solo. So
yeah,
yeah,
yeah. Tell people where you're going to. So safety rule number one. So if
yes,
you don't come back, they know where to look for you. You know, like that's
that's a really good point.
yeah.
Yeah,
Just say
that's a good
something to
point.
somebody. That's all you got to do. Safety
Yeah,
first.
that's good, man. So that means you're really good at survival games. You know exactly what to do in those games, right?
You know what's
You
funny is
crush
sometimes
those.
I'm so frustrated with survival games. I'm just like, I know what you're supposed to do, but the menus aren't letting me get there. You know, so like, yeah,
Yeah,
I'm first to
there's no
die in my
menu when
group.
you're out there camping solo. There's no menu to have to work for you.
Yeah,
Just do the
right,
thing.
right. Well, I
Yeah.
know I could put these things together and make this thing. What do you mean I don't have the recipe yet? You know, like I know that I can do this.
Have to discover the recipe?
Yeah.
What? Yeah, totally. Well, that's awesome. Um, but yeah, so as the weather's getting colder, whether it's a little fireplace that we're looking at right here, or even certain games just have a cozy quality to them. And I've been playing a cozy game, so we'll get to that here in a little bit. But first, I want to kick it off with what is arguably the most notable release of the week, and that is the next exclusive for the Nintendo Switch 2. I believe it is not on Switch 1. I think this is just on Switch
Hmm.
2. My son was telling
You
me.
couldn't run this game on that potato. I'll tell you that.
That's what I've heard. That's what I've heard. Hyrule Warriors, Age of Imprisonment. This is the review from Nintendo Life, so we'll watch this while we're getting some thoughts on it. But so if you're unfamiliar, this is the second. No, yeah, I think it's the second Legend of Zelda
The
Musou game,
third,
right?
yeah, the second in
Is
this
it the third?
series, but like there's a first one called just Hyrule Warriors that
Oh,
like
that's
had
right.
like
Okay,
all the characters kind of all in one and told its own kind of unique
that's
story.
right.
But then there was Age of what Calamity, and then now this one.
Okay,
So yeah,
nice,
yeah, the
nice.
third time's a charm.
Which didn't they say that one of those or both aren't canon or something frustrating to fans? I
Yeah, I
feel like
think
there
they
was
try to
something.
pitch this like the first one not canon, Age of Calamity. I think they were at originally like, yeah, this is the story of what happened with all the heroes and stuff. But when you were playing it, you're like, this is nonsense. And I think I remember like Link getting sucked back through time. It's just not like the canonical events. They did some like weird Nintendo stuff, but this one is exactly like Zelda gets sucked back through time, and like it's her
Yeah,
story on the other side of that like time, the going back in time or whatever. And
yeah,
it is cutscene heavy and dialogue heavy, and it's telling the story in great detail. And I was shocked to see that
yeah.
because even the other games are just kind of like, yeah, here's some dialogue and cut to a map, and you choose something off a menu and you start the next thing. This is way more seamless in terms of kind of like the story that's telling and. Which is weird, even for a Muso game. Like outside of maybe like the Fire Emblem one, like these Muso games aren't really known for telling like cohesive stories, but
Mm,
more recent ones, more and more, even the new Samurai
yeah.
Warriors and Dynasty Warriors, they're like, we want to tell a more cohesive story. So it's a new kind of age, and this is definitely maybe the best version of a Muso game that they've done outside of
Well,
like their
that's good to
core,
hear.
series.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty. It's again they've done it a few times now, so I think they really nailed kind of like I don't know the feel and everything
Well,
of
even at a
that and
glance here, I'm looking at it. And I'm like, this really looks like a Zelda game. You know what I mean? Like with the art style, the enemies, the menu,
yeah.
the even the HUD, even the HUD that I'm seeing, it feels a lot like a Zelda game. But then when you watch the characters run or swing or enemies fall flat up in the
Hmm.
other, you're like, oh, this is Muso. So like, it's got an
Yeah,
interesting combo between the two of them.
it
Does
does.
it really
Yeah,
just feel like a Muso game, or are there elements that you're like, hey, this is kind of Zelda
so
like?
yeah, yes to both. It does just feel like a Muso game for sure. But they do a really good job in Fire Emblem Three Kingdoms or whatever that one or the Three Hopes or whatever. Like it
Oh,
kind of did something
yeah.
similar where it's like we're gonna inject some like gameplay elements from those games into here
Okay.
alongside of all the Muso stuff. So you see a lot of like Zonai and like weapon and Zonai stuff being used here. You can like not craft on the fly, but you're getting parts just like you were like in Tears of the
Oh
Kingdom,
yeah.
and like flamethrowers and all sorts of stuff to kind of augment your
I saw
attacks.
someone riding on a little
And
vehicle, like kind of surfing on the thing
yeah,
with
yeah.
wheels or whatever.
A lot of
Yeah.
the characters, since there's no Link here, like he's not in this story. Everybody else, even though this is Zonai Link, so I just want to obviously we're
I was gonna
looking at
say that
a
kind of looks
character
like
that's
Link, but okay,
it's not
I
Link,
see.
but like it's yeah, that's what his name is. It's not Link, I guess. But
Yeah.
no, they give a lot of opportunity for everybody else to kind of have like a big. showing. So like you're playing as King Raru
Yeah.
here, like in the footage, and his sister, who's like a Zonai, scientist whiz, and all of her moveset is like using Zonai stuff. Yeah, there's a lot of really cool characters here, and everyone kind of gets a chance to shine because Link is not hogging up all the space, so it's nice. And playing as Zelda is a lot of fun. I feel like we're in a weird era where the last couple of Zelda games have actually been games where you play as Zelda, so
Yeah.
keep that up. That's been fun. I've been liking that trend.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's a fun
Even
time.
the
It is again.
menus, this map,
Yeah,
like even whether it's the on-screen quick menu or the actual pause screen menus, this looks a lot like Tears of the Kingdom in the
yeah,
in the
they did a
menus.
really good job. But again, the first time they really kind of nailed it, I thought, was the Fire Emblems game, where it's just like, man, I'm going back to my base and I'm chatting up people and using,
Yeah.
time slots to do this and that and yada yada, And I like it when Muso games, whenever they do these spin-offs, they again lean into the mechanics we're familiar with the thing that they're, with the IP that they're adopting that time. They don't
Yeah,
have to
I
do
do
that,
too.
like even Samurai Warriors and Dynasty Warriors are still just kind of those games, and they don't really add a lot of new things, So
Yeah.
it's interesting to
It
watch
makes you feel
them.
like the developers probably played a lot of Zelda and the two newer
Yeah,
Zelda games.
yeah, and there must have been some Nintendo people on site to be like keeping things in check and making sure
Yeah.
that they're not getting too wacky with like the story beats and stuff like that. Or maybe they didn't care. I don't really know what the relationship is there, but like this does feel higher quality than like a lot of the Dynasty Warrior spinoff games we got growing up.
Hmm.
So there's a lot of them over the
Interesting.
years. And not all of
Yeah.
them kind of like take off or hit big. And this is, I would say, it's definitely one of the better ones. I'm like about 3 hours in, so I've played a good little chunk
Okay.
of it these last couple days. But
Nice.
yeah,
And
it's just
like
fun.
3 hours in, do you already have a handful of characters to choose from? Are you mostly Zelda
Yeah,
as the game
yeah.
kicks
So
off?
yeah, Raru, King Raru, Zelda, and King Raru's sister and I just got not Link or Zonai Link or not the
Okay.
Guardian or whatever his name is, and he's super fun. Again, like when you're watching him, he just plays as Link because that's what he is.
Right.
They couldn't not have him in here. So
Right. There he is.
um, yeah, I mean that looks crazy. That looks just like the Hylian shield and the Master Sword. So I don't know what's going on there, but
Yeah.
yeah, it's a little more Zonai whenever you first get that character. So
Okay.
yeah, it's fun, man. Yeah, it's definitely a game for Muso fans who are already kind of like in the foot in the door with those types of games. I could still see this being like pretty repetitive to a lot of people after a
Is it
little while,
challenging?
but
Is it hard? Because I remember trying a recent Dynasty Warriors and it beat the crap out of me.
that
So
one beat the crap out of me. That new one was really hard. I don't know what was going on there. But this is very old school dinosaurs where it's just like it's easy. In fact, like I'm doing
I
missions
want to
that are
feel
like level
powerful.
4.
I want to feel
Yeah,
strong.
same
Like I
here.
can. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's like I'm on mission. I'm like doing missions that are level 4, and I'm 17. So like the game even like
Okay.
scales weirdly, where it's like weird. We're giving you side quests, but they're way under your level. So it's oh, and you get to play the little Korak guy. I just got him as well. He's like a Korak
Nice.
warrior. It's fun. They did a really good job of making a lot of different characters. I'm sure there's going to be a Goron character and a Gerudo character and a Zora character. You know what I mean? I'm sure you're going to get all those people too.
There's got to be.
So
Yeah.
I am interested in seeing the more characters, but I'm having a good time with how wacky they're getting with the characters they chose in this one because it's just easy to do like all the
Yeah.
normie people that we always see in every game.
Now, did I
All the
see
kind of
split screen co-op on this a little bit ago? Was
yeah,
that
it's
a
split
thing?
screen online, script screen. I'm sorry, split screen local, and you can play online. So
Wow. Okay.
that's there. Oh, and that's the thing I wanted to say is the performance is spectacular. I don't think it ever.
Hmm.
I haven't experienced it dip once at 60 frames per second. It looks sharp. I'm not saying it's the best looking game of all time or anything, but I am shocked that it runs well because Muso
Yeah.
games classically bog systems down. Even like
Yeah.
the one on PS5 Origins, like every once in a while, like just too much is going on, and you'll get a
Just
little
starts
of
to
that
chug.
stutter. I've not experienced that with this. So maybe a little
Hmm.
bit later in the game, whenever maybe
And look
there's a
how much
little
is
more going
happening. There's a
on.
lot going on.
It's a
There's a
lot
lot
of
happening all at
particles,
once.
a lot of things on screen. Yeah. I am shocked that it runs this well, and this Nintendo Life review talks quite a bit about that as well. Where it's just like can't believe that it runs this good.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, I'm having I like a good palate cleanser game like this. After the year we've had with all these big, huge, ridiculous, experiences. These this catalog year we've had. Like, yeah, give me something simple like this where I can just murder a
It's
thousand
it's
people as
interesting you mentioned
Zelda.
it can feel repetitive to people too, Kyle, and I think that is the criticism a lot of people have of Muso games. But as I'm just watching this review, as we're jumping around to all these different gameplay things, whether it's different characters, different move sets, items you can use, it does seem like there's a ton of variety here for
There,
people
yeah, yeah.
riding on things. Like
You
it
can
seems like there's
do
a
link
lot.
moves. Yeah. Oh,
Hmm.
there is. Yeah. There's a lot going on. There's I'm not saying there's depth in the combat, but like there's a lot to choose from and a lot to interact with. A
Yeah,
lot of bars you're filling up and a lot of ways to expend those bars into cool moves and stuff like that. And again, team ups, and you can switch to up to 3 different characters like on the map at any time. So if, you could send someone off to one side of the map to do something, and you go on the other side, and you can swap to that other person real quick and get to the other side of the map to take care of objectives, which is classic Muso, but it's just the seamlessness of
yeah,
switching that stuff. And again, like playing around with these really unique characters. I mean, everybody so far has been so unique and interesting, and these are just characters you see kind of in cutscenes, in Tears of the Kingdom, and all that stuff in Tears of the Kingdom is so fascinating to me. Some of the most fascinating
yeah,
stuff in that game, and it is cool to kind of
yeah.
see that stuff fleshed out and see that story and everything, and see Gerudo kind of corrupting. I'm sorry, Ganon corrupting the Gerudo and stuff like that, and
Okay,
having
yeah,
him, manipulating inside of the king's court and gathering
yeah.
power silently, and Zelda like knows what's going on, which is weird because like every time she tries to speak up, everyone's like, "Nope, we don't want to know anything about the future." And I'm like, "Okay, well, y'all deserve all this then, I guess." But
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
been fun to kind of get an extra glimpse into that side of the timeline. And I
Yeah,
wish Age of
the
Calamity
lore and story
took it a
of
little more
Tears of the
seriously.
Kingdom was really the story and lore of Tears of the Kingdom was really interesting. So I'm glad to
Yeah,
see that they're giving you even more to do. And people kind of chuckle at that, like the Zelda games aren't known for their incredible narratives usually compared
this
to other
this one certainly
story-based
was though.
games. But
I would agree
yeah,
that there is a lot more going on in this game story wise
yeah,
than been many other Zeldas, and there's plenty. Like I like Ocarina of Time story. Like there's a lot of stories
me too.
in these games that I do
Yeah,
enjoy, but this one was like really in your face, and I like that a lot.
yeah,
Here's a picture of the original Dynasty Warriors one. Well, it just switched off of there, but yeah, that's a good series, man. I'm really glad that they keep on plucking away at these, and that they keep on doing them, because these are fun, and this is a cool way to get Zelda in without having to make a brand new Zelda game.
yeah,
So yeah, yeah,
yeah.
it's whetting
That's
my
awesome,
appetite right now.
dude. This looks great. And so it sounds like if you have a Switch 2, which over 10 million people do now, apparently,
Yeah,
this is a another great exclusive for you. I think it's averaging right around high 70s, low 80s on average on
that's
critic
about right.
reviews. So basically, like a great out of 10 kind of a
Yeah,
kind of a score. So look, Nintendo Life gave it a nine.
they really liked it. Yeah, they called it the best
Yeah,
Muso game ever, which I'm like, I'd have to think about that, but like, yeah,
yeah.
they were really
Well, the
super
fact
gung
that you
ho about
didn't
it.
say no outright says a lot. You know,
No,
like
yeah, I mean, it's high up there. Again, quality wise, it's just like you could tell
yeah.
it's got that like when we joke about that like seal of quality, that Nintendo has or
Oh my
whatever.
gosh, yeah,
Really, it means it for
yeah,
like their games, not not every hentai
yeah.
game on the eShop or whatever. But
Oh my
like
word,
this
yeah,
does feel like it has that like stamp of quality on it. That again, like
yeah.
other Muso spin-off games maybe don't need to worry about, because they don't have as strict as like
Right.
bosses or whatever or overseers on that stuff. So it is cool to see
Mm-hmm.
like them go the extra mile and really, really bring out a game with like not a lot of dips in frame rate that's super polished and very, very heavy in content. So good for them. Yeah.
Agreed. Agreed. Here, let's pull our fire back up. There we go.
Oh, so warm, so
Yeah,
cozy.
I I was thinking about the eShop the other day with how much absolute shovel garbage is on there. Clearly AI generated. Um, but what I've been happy about, at least to some degree, is even though like any age can get on there and see all the games that are listed, which I think is a problem. You shouldn't be able to like, 'cause some of the, even the thumbnails and the titles are like, whoa, I don't want my kids seeing
Yeah.
that at
Yeah.
all. But once you click into it, if you don't have like an adult Nintendo account, then it does say you need permission to view this title. So at least
Oh,
clicking
okay.
into it, let alone buying it, it does prevent people from doing that. That being
That's good.
said, there's also a lot of smart developers out there who make their games kind of get rated for a younger age, even though it shouldn't. You know, that happens a lot too.
Oh yeah, Trojan horse it. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So, but anyway, um, I've been thinking about the eShop, and I really wish that Nintendo, someone over there, would prioritize that because they are aware of it. I'm sure they've heard about it, and I'm sure that they've seen it themselves. I just wish someone would prioritize cleaning that up somehow.
And I hope it's
Even
not something
I don't know what
gross
it'll
like
be.
enough people get tricked by these to buy them that it's still profitable for them to have them on there. So they're like, so we're just turning a blind
Yeah,
eye. Like it would suck to learn something like that because,
I agree.
yeah,
And that's what we've talked about before, where it's like it'll be a $20 game, but it's on a nonstop 90% discount. So it's always
yeah,
on like the on sale lists and things like that. It's disturbing. Anyway,
yeah.
I digress. Let's get cozy again. We're sitting here by the fire. Let's not talk about sad, weird things. Let's talk about cozy things. One of the games that I am playing is, and we talked about this a few times already, but I just want to bring it up because I've been spending time yesterday and today in it. Here, let me bring back up our game list and jump to our. Oh, wait, hang on. This is not the right one. Oh, you know what? We'll get to it. Let's talk Mall Simulator
I was gonna
first. I
say,
haven't
I
been
was like,
playing
I'm
Mall
interested
Simulator.
in this. Why don't we? Hold
I
on.
haven't been playing Mall Simulator. I forgot the order I had these in. It's the next game that I've been playing.
Uh-huh.
But hey, this does look fun. We talked about this last time too as we were
Yeah,
previewing things for November. This is out now, and it seems like it's getting the response that we would expect. People are enjoying it if they like these kind of games. It looks very janky, but very
yeah. It
I don't
looks
know,
like
really
I'd be
fun
stressed out
also.
running. Yeah, it's just me running across the mall trying. Oh my god, someone
I
needs to check
know.
out at the sports section. Like it's,
Hang up the tennis
and
rackets
I like,
now.
and you know what? And I'm here for it, and I can't wait
Yeah,
to do it. So
I know. I know. Yeah. It's all the things that if you like stuff like Supermarket Simulator, which we talked about, or I don't know, any of these sim games that we've talked about. Look, you even fill up the gumball machines.
it's
Oh
so
my
crazy.
gosh.
Vending machines,
The
it's
ATM.
nuts.
Oh my word. Anyway, so that is out now if you want to give that one a look. Mall Simulator. I believe just on Steam for right now. Okay, next one. This is one that's out in early access right now.
Fun.
This is the review from Worth a Buy. You can see down in the corner here from Max Corner. Uh, so I have no idea. Look how he named his inn. That's
The
hilarious.
shitty Shire Inn. That's good.
Because you can name it whatever you want. All right, so this is from Greenheart Games. They're the folks who also made Game Dev Tycoon. And
Mhm.
one of the things I like about it is since I own that game on Steam and I've played it, as soon as you log in, it'll say, "Hey, the reason we can make this is because people like you supported our first game. Thanks for buying Game Dev Tycoon." So even just that little connection of like you're using the same Steam account that owns our other game. I know other games do that too, but I like when games call that out
That's cool.
because yeah, I do like that. So this is just the cutscene that plays at the beginning. Let me see if I can get ahead to actual gameplay. Tavern Keeper is exactly what it sounds like. You are in a very kind of light-hearted, cartoony fantasy world, and you're given these scenarios, each of which can be played in an open sandbox mode. So I think there's like 6 areas. There's the swamp. There's like a Shire-like place. I think they call it like Half Kingdom or something like that. Then
Hmm.
there's an orc desert, and then there's a few others I haven't gotten to. I'm sure there's an elf forest or something. So they're gonna hit like the kind of tropes, the fantasy tropes of areas to have a tavern. Uh, but then as you set up, I mean, you really are, it really is going from this rundown, beat up shack type place, and you add one tap and one bar where you can take orders, one table. The floors are all dirty, but over time, you can hire more staff. You got to build them their little staff room, give them enough beds and warmth to keep them happy. And then eventually you put up a work schedule board and you have to schedule them for like, hey, let's make sure we have enough people running the tavern or cleaning up or doing what they call, I think it's called dog body, where you are actually the one running around loading shelves and all that kind of stuff.
Hmm.
Or maybe you're a server. Eventually, you can get like an entertainment stage and you can hire entertainers to come in because your tavern, as it gets more popular, people want to reserve a spot at your tavern, but they won't reserve it till they know you're going to have a certain kind of food, a certain kind of drink. Will you have entertainment available? So if you get those things lined up, then you can host their group and you get a whole bunch of extra money for hosting them successfully. it it's all the things that you want in a game like this, and to me it's just that right amount of keeping you busy without stressing you out. At least me personally, it doesn't feel like it's stressful, but there's so much to do. There's always something to upgrade, always some new decoration to add. If people are happy, they drop little gifts, and it's usually a free decoration like a new carpet or something to hang on the wall or a new kind of bench or whatever. Like I know that sounds silly, but it's the kind of thing that over time you're like, ooh, I'll put that up there. Sweet,
No,
it's
I
free.
love it. Yeah.
And so here on the staff schedule, this part actually, at first I was like, I don't want to do dog's body. That's the name. That's when you're like moving things around, repairing things. Janitor is just cleaning. Chef is just cooking. Server is just taking orders and delivering food or drinks to them. But they each have different skill sets. The people that you hire, some of them get angry. Like this person right here, this Ryan, is angry if you make him be a server. Sometimes they'll be really good at being a server and they're angry about it. So you got to find another way to use them.
Uh,
For whatever reason, they don't want to do that thing. But you can just assign them to like they come in with default. They'll work for like 14 hours out of the day, sometimes 12, and they'll just do everything. And they're just called a generalist, and everything's checked. But they're not as effective. Like their effectiveness, their speed is lower. If you actually assign them things and give them, you're going to be the chef because you got high chef skills, and this is when we're going to be open. We need you to cook stuff, and they're just going to stay in the kitchen and just cook the whole time. They do way better. Their efficiency is up. Everything about it is better. So I like that. It actually
cool.
adds an element of strategy to this cozy little game too. So yeah, man, I've been really loving it. I think the art style is perfect for this kind of thing. It kind of reminds me a little bit of the 2 Point games, just in terms of the character, the way they are animated and move around and stuff like that. They kind of don't have arms. It's a little bit
I
like
saw
the
that. Yeah,
Muse. Yeah,
looks like
yeah, a little bit of
A
a
bunch of
weird,
Rayman. You know.
a little Rayman esque, yes,
Yeah.
where it's like, hey, not everything's connected, but okay.
Do you build like? Do you choose the shape of your bar, or like, are you building the walls? Do they just get dropped
So
in
I haven't gotten to
modularly?
that point yet. So far, I've just done the
Okay.
scenarios. I finished 2 of the scenarios, and it does not let. So far, I haven't been able to expand the
Okay.
outside walls. And for this one in particular that you're looking at right now, this is the second scenario in the little fake Shire area. And there are some walls that are like doubled up, like this one right here, that it won't let
Hmm.
you demolish. Everything else you can demolish.
Oh,
And
okay.
it's like a lot of these builder games where like this is a tap room, so that's what the floor is. This out here is the hallway, and then this one's just a general empty room. It's not used for anything yet, so you can't store anything in there unless you make it a storeroom, and then it will have
Okay.
its own set of
Yeah.
walls. And so you have to designate rooms for. And like this right here, where the bed is, this is where the staff sleeps. I
Hmm.
believe you can eventually open up rooms to rent, so you can kind of be like a full service inn where they can actually rent a room from you, things like that. So yeah,
I
I
love
think it's really
this. It
fun. And then
sounds
these characters
awesome.
will come in and they'll have a little book over their head and they have a story. And it's the writing is very clever. It's very funny. And you can
Hmm.
choose skill sets. Are you witty? Are you aggressive? Are you sneaky? Whatever. You choose these skills and you can use those skills in those little conversations to either win them over or convince them not to do something. You'll catch an arsonist and you want to talk them out of burning your whole inn down, those kind of things. Like, but you have to use these little dialogue options. They're pretty straightforward, pretty easy, but I still like that they added that piece to it as well. And then in this half kingdom, I think they call it. I forget what it's called. It's this little shire place. Um, there's this whole harvest festival, and there's the whole buildup is you're getting your place ready for a 4-day festival where you're competing with other guilds, and you get points by serving all your customers well, serving big groups well, and then they vote for you. If compared to like the Philosophers Guild or the
Okay.
Thieves Guild or something, everyone's trying to win points during the harvest festival. So they give you kind of these meta games too that are happening during it. And if you don't want to do that stuff, just do sandbox mode, free play mode on any of these areas, and you start from nothing. And I haven't tried a lot of that yet. I'm curious if I can map out my tavern a little more, or if it's a set space. I'm not positive on that piece
Okay.
yet. But but yeah, you got to create
Love
your
it.
own menus, all that kind of stuff. Yeah, it's a lot of fun, dude. Like I don't know why it's Tommy Lee Jones. That's hilarious.
Yeah. Who got you there? Jeez.
I love when these reviews, when I'm not listening to what they're saying, it just cuts to a little B-roll. I'm like, what?
Yeah.
What was that?
Yeah. Right. Yeah.
but
What is the
but
context there?
anyway, but yeah, dude, it's super fun. I found myself. It's one of those games where I checked what time it was. Like, okay, I'm gonna play this for a little bit, and the next thing I check again, I'm like, has it been 3 hours? Like, what the heck just
Whoops.
happened? It was one of
Whoopsie.
those.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was one of those kind of moments, and I think it's a good problem to have. But
Yeah.
but yeah,
For sure.
Tavern Keeper, highly recommend if you like any kind of business builder, city builder, town management with an element of coziness to it, but it's not so cozy that you don't have to do anything. Like you do have to keep people happy, keep your employees happy. Like there's definitely a lot of that. So yeah, it's a
Cool.
really good time.
I'm
Speaking
wishlisting
of
that one.
strategy and management and those kind of things, we mentioned this one in our preview for the month of November as well, but we actually have gameplay now. This one's called Europa Universalis 5. It's kind of this grand strategy game. It reminds me a little bit of Crusader Kings or Civilization, those kinds of games. Um, to me, it's maybe a little bit more Crusaders Kings with the way this map looks and the way that it's very historical. But yeah, the idea is everything from diplomacy to combat. This is the IGN review, by the way, of this game. So yeah, if those kind of games do it for you, like Crusader Kings 3, I still think was one of the coolest strategy games I've ever played. It was really cool, even though it was overwhelming at times. This looks like something that
Yeah,
you'd enjoy as well if you liked that one. So there you go.
it can
Europa
definitely feel
Universalis.
and look overwhelming, but a good tutorial goes a long way.
Yeah, agreed. Agreed. Well, and the difference here too is I don't think this is the entire world. I think with Crusader Kings 3, it's the whole globe, but I could be wrong. So I
Oh
think
wow.
this one is, of course, focused mostly on Europe and then maybe a little bit of Western Asia, Middle East, Northern Africa, it looked like maybe as well. But anyway, okay. On to the next one that's out this week. We have Biped 2. This is the Simple Spec Games review. This is their 4-minute review. I believe it's a co-op platformer. I never knew of Biped 1, so the fact that this is a sequel, I don't
Okay,
know. I didn't
I
know
didn't
there
really
was
catch
a
that. Yeah.
first one.
Didn't know if
Yeah,
that was like a
but
cute like it's co-op now, so two we just put
yeah,
two
so
or
two.
whatever.
Yeah, right, right. But it's exactly what it sounds like. It is a kind of a family-friendly 3D platformer with some puzzles and timing and all that kind of stuff. You got to work together to make your way through these stages. It's got little touches of things like Astrobot and whatever else that maybe you've seen before. But yeah, it's got. I think it's getting pretty solid to great reviews from people who are playing it. So if you need a co-op
Nice.
platformer, there's that one. All right, moving on to the next. We've got this game. I actually did not preview this one because I didn't know about it. It's called Aeruta, Aeruta. It reminds me a lot of whether it's Dave the Diver or there was this like ninja chef game that came out a couple years ago. Battle Chef, I think it was called, or something like that. Battle Chef Brigade.
I think
I
I know
can't
what
remember what
you're
it was
talking about.
called.
Yeah.
But it's that. It's where you go out on these adventures in this kind of really pastel, kind of hand drawn, pixelated art style. But then you're running your little bakery or restaurant as well. So you go out and collect, ingredients and unlock recipes, as you talked about. They don't know how to bake bread until you unlock the recipe. So you
Yeah,
gotta go do that,
exactly.
and then
Hey,
fight
you know
these.
how
I mean,
that
it's
is.
very anime. Yeah,
This is cool.
exactly.
I like the look of it a lot. Like even the pixel
Yeah,
style and like the hand drawn like style stuff that we're seeing kind of here. Like this looks
yeah.
very cool to me.
Yeah, I think they did a good job with the style. They went with a very specific style that kind of lets it be set apart a bit. But yeah, go out there, get your ingredients, and come back and make your food and sell it. And it's called Aeruta, Aeruta. I believe
This is
it's
on
just on
everything,
Steam for now,
just on
but
Steam.
I
Okay.
don't know. I didn't see anything else except for Steam, but I didn't do a deep dive on this one. So there you go. That is out now. So is Dark Quest 4. This is from the Dad's Gaming Addiction channel that's reviewing this. I believe it's a turn-based. I think it's roguelike. I'm not sure. It looks like it the way you're picking your hero before you go on a run.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm gathering from it. But I wanted to get to the gameplay because I'm pretty sure it's kind of a
Oh, they're like little
grid-based.
like game board
There you go.
pieces that like they're
Yeah,
on
so I
little
think it
stands.
actually is based on a game. I forget what it's called, Warriors Quest or something. There's some kind of board game that people say
Okay.
this reminds them of playing. That I read some of the user reviews and they're like it's just like playing the board game. I don't think it's called
Okay.
Dark Quest though. I think it's called something else. Um, yeah, I forget what it's called. But anyway, Dark Quest 4 out now. If you want to give that
That's
one
cool.
a
I like
look.
the way it looks.
We previewed this one already too. We just wanted to highlight it one more time. This 3D character platformer, cartoon character platformer, really called Brew, Brew. And you're this little rabbit. Looks like some kind of out of the Robin Hood Disney cartoon a little bit.
Oh,
Like one of
that's a
those little
good call
characters.
out. Yeah.
Yeah, a little bit. We talked about it before how it kind of maybe even a little bit Ratchet and Clank, maybe a little bit Sly Cooper. So a little bit
Yeah,
of all
Sly
those
Cooper. Yeah. I
things.
remember that parallel.
So yeah, this is out now if you want to. A couple 3D platformers for you to choose from. So multiplayer with Biped 2. You got this one, Brew, if you want more of a fantasy approach with these animals. Yeah, so go give this one
Oh, you
a
could
look.
wear different
Everything to
hats.
me sometimes looks roguelike, so I don't know if this one is. But sometimes
I
when
was
you
gonna
pick
say,
certain
I
kind
was
of
like, there's
upgrades,
roguelike things about this, but I don't know, yeah, if the death is handled the same way. But yeah, I saw the same thing where you're
yeah,
choosing 3 different upgrades, and everything's a
that's what it looked
roguelike,
like.
Tim. Everything's a
Everything
roguelike.
is a Souls-like, roguelike, all of it. So
Yeah.
so Brew is out now on PC if you want to give it a look. And then we have this one I've also mentioned a few times. I like that this channel, the Single Player Squad, actually did a review where they show the gameplay. This is a lot of what you're doing. You're picking things up, you're evaluating them. You can throw them into this grinder that will then spit out the materials you can then use, the different plastics or rubbers or metals that you can use to craft things. But I mean, the idea is that you're getting this boat up and running, and then you're going to the next beacon, and then you're going to get onto that rig or what? Because it's a waterlogged planet basically. You're just looking for large cruise ships or oil rig type places to explore and then build and craft and upgrade and survive because a lot of things trying to kill you. But you're this robot, this caretaker robot, and you are the last caretaker. So yeah, I think this game is great. And if you like kind of sort of action adventure survival crafting type games, then this one's great. I highly
Cool.
recommend it. It's early access, but I think it's got a lot of promise. So I like this one a lot. The Last Caretaker. I believe they're planning on putting out on everything once it's out of early access.
Nice.
So yeah. All right, I found this one called Kentum,
Oh,
Kentum. But you are this, you're a clone basically. So think like the altars. So you're this clone that's trying to survive on this planet. But then you're building. People have called it a Craftvania or something like that because there's Metroidvania
okay.
exploration and combat elements to it. But of course, you're building and crafting your base as well. It seems right up my alley. Like I'm really interested in trying this one
That's
out.
cool.
Um,
Looks like there was a lot of
but
automotion too. It looks like there's a lot of robots running around doing all your like chores and stuff like that.
yeah, it looks like you
So
can, like you said, automate some things with those robots and stuff. So yeah, I'm on board with that as well. So yeah, but you
cool.
are. I know you're a clone. I don't know if it's like the altars where you get different clones of yourself to do work for you to get. I don't know if it's that, but um, looks like he's in hibernation for a long time.
Yeah,
I haven't
yeah.
seen the years go
I
up.
wonder if you go down to the planet like it's different because 1,000 years went by or something.
Yeah, that's what it looks
It's
like.
cool. I
Yeah,
like this.
yeah. Kentum, and it is
I
coming to
love the art
everything.
style. Very. What's that
Yeah, me
game
too.
where you're rocking out across time? Beautiful.
We've
What is
talked about
that?
that a few
Beautiful.
times, and I can never
I
remember what it's
never remember the
called.
name. Yeah, I think I own it on Switch as well, and I just bought it recently. I'm still
Such a
like
fun game.
the beautiful guitar game. That whatever I
Yeah,
forget
yeah,
what it's
yeah,
called.
yeah,
But it looks like that. Yeah, the
yeah.
same kind of like
The
hingy.
last something? No, I can't remember.
What is that?
Anyway,
Beautiful. The artful disaster. The artful escape.
artful escape. Yeah,
Yeah, we're gonna print it.
we got
Send
it.
it to print. Yeah.
We got it, guys. You might think that because I've gotten it wrong so many times, and then someone had to correct me that I would write it down somewhere. Not gonna do it. I'm not gonna do
Yeah.
it.
And next time I hope it takes me longer to figure it out too.
Hope it takes me longer. That's right. That's right. All right, we're gonna keep it cozy, Kyle, with this little city builder. This is
Oh
the review
yeah.
from Power Plays. This is called Whiskerwood, and you are a little colony of mice that are building up your. Again, it kind of has this medieval fantasy vibe to it with the way the houses look and their little outfits look. But yeah, so you're building up your town. In the description, it says something about your cat overlords that you're answering to. So I don't know if I don't even know if this review will show them. I don't know if they attack or do you. Here's one right here. See the little up in the little. Oh, I saw it real quick. There was a little cat
I saw the little
like
picture.
with a fancy outfit on. So he's the tax collector. So the cats are definitely ruling over these mice, which is really great. But even looking at these menus, I'm like, yeah, this is a city builder with some depth to it. There's a lot to do. You gotta get
Hmm.
your little mice going around building, getting resources. This to me reminds me a little bit of that beaver one. I think it was beavers that where
Oh
you were
yeah,
building a little
yeah. A
town.
lot of anthropomorphic games
Um,
going on right now. People
a
like
lot of
their
those.
people like
That's
their
right. The little
yeah,
mouse
which
reminded
is
me
fun.
of Moss, actually. That little VR
Okay.
game on the PlayStation. But yeah, I do like a good city builder. I would give this one a look. I
I
think
like the idea of this one a
people are
lot.
enjoying it.
Cat overlords,
Yeah, me
little
too.
mice. Maybe you're warring with other mice clan or whatever. You know.
Agreed. Agreed. I was looking to see if they have a title screen. I don't think they do. But this is the review from Power Plays. And they do a good job of breaking down this game if you want to go check out that review or go check out Whiskerwood, which is out in early access now. All right. Also, there's this space exploration game called Jitter. It's side scrolling, it has this weird green and black
Oh,
aesthetic. The idea is that you upgrade and add onto and build onto your ship as you go, but you also have to navigate the boundaries, but then fight also inside your ship when you get boarded. You might board other ships too. I'm not sure. Really interesting concept here. Very interesting use of these particle pixel effects, right? With the way that
yeah.
they're kicking around
Jitter.
everywhere. It's interesting.
Interesting.
Just another game about space. So that one is out in early access right now too. If you want to give Jitter a look. Last but not least, we've got this boomer shooter. This is a YouTuber called Tim Plays. It is not me, somebody else, a different Tim. And so it kind of gives me, old school Doom vibes, of course. It's hard not to compare stuff to Doom, but I do think it looks cool. It looks like you're in this castle dungeon, but you also have a gigantic machine gun. So crazy things are happening in this game. Second Son.
This looks fun.
And it's
It's
SUN,
always.
like sunshine, not like
Oh,
daughter and
okay.
son.
Yeah.
See if it's got a title screen on it too. It does not. This is a review from a channel, so it's hard to know if they're going to put the title screen up. But yeah, Second Son. Someone, the review actually in the title says Skyrim with guns? Question mark. I don't know. Maybe.
Oh, yeah,
Maybe.
that's an old Adam. That's an old Adam Kovic joke, where he called Far Cry Skyrim with guns, and it like took off like in the
Skyrim with
industry.
guns.
Yeah,
Now we
yeah.
finally have it. Finally, Far Cry didn't deliver, but Second Son apparently did. So there you go. So that is all I've got for new games. We'll go back to our fireplace. Let's just
It's so cozy.
calm down for a second. Just take a
Can feel
second.
like
Everyone take a beat.
glistening. It's just everyone, everyone deserves some time next to a fire,
Yeah. I feel better now. All right.
Yeah.
It's so funny. This is 10 hours on this YouTube video. 10 hours
Yeah.
of this.
I'm a big if I'm like need something as ambiance in a room, I'll put on the Vader Yule log where it's like his mask burning in the
Oh,
indoor fire.
nice.
And it's just like all you hear is the crackling and like the
That's
fire
pretty good.
reflecting off his helmet, and I'm like, yeah, this is a vibe right here.
That's amazing. We've used this on our big screen out there on Christmas mornings. We'll have Christmas music on.
Yeah,
We have a fireplace. I just haven't used it, and I don't want to pay to have it cleaned and inspected and all that stuff. So we just put
yeah,
the fake one on. We put the fake fireplace up. That's what
that's
we do.
nice.
All right, we got some headlines to go through. The stuff that's been happening this week, Kyle. It's not all good news. I think you're the one who told us that. You told our chat at least that Grand Theft Auto 6 has been delayed. Did you read
I
much
think
about that, or
Jeff was
just see the
first to the
delay?
punch on that.
Was it Jeff? Okay.
I was
Okay.
privy to the other stuff first. The
Okay,
other
got it.
Rockstar shenanigans.
All right, so we'll talk about that next. But we've got with Grand Theft Auto 6 being delayed. Here, let me see if I can get my note up here. There we go. So they did give it a specific release date. So remember, it was set for May. What was it, like 25th or something? It was set for
Mhm.
something in May. I forget what the exact date was. And maybe 13th. I don't remember what it was. But now it is going to be released, I believe that's 6 months later, on November 19th, 2026. So it's staying within the same year, according to this delay. And here's the quote that they put out. They said, "We are sorry for adding additional time to what we realize has been a long wait, but these extra months will allow us to finish the game with a level of polish you've come to expect and deserve. We want to thank you for your patience and support. While the wait's a little longer, we're incredibly excited for players to experience the sprawling state of Leonida and return to modern day Vice City." So, I don't know. Like, I hear this kind of delay, and I don't know. There's sometimes when there's delays that I'm really upset about, annoyed by, or surprised by. I'm not any of those things with this one. I'm like, yeah,
Yeah, it's kind of part of the
yeah.
course for Rockstar because even Red Dead Redemption, it was announced for October 2017. It was delayed to
That's right.
May 2018, and it came out end
And
of
then delayed
October,
October 2018. Yeah.
2018. So
Yeah.
this is kind of following the same, almost literal exact month plan that Red Dead did. Not to say that they can't
Right.
get pushed back again, and I've said this the last couple times now. I probably won't get pushed back again, but at this point, who knows? Like it's
Yeah. Yeah.
it is what it is. It's going to come out when it comes out. It's going to make $1 billion when it comes out, so it doesn't really matter, when it's coming out.
And let's just be honest for a second. Rockstar delivers. Like, you might not like what they do
Yeah,
with their online games. Some people might not like, Red Dead as much as Grand Theft Auto or vice versa, but Red Dead Redemption 2 was an absolute masterpiece. So was
yeah,
Grand Theft Auto 5. So yes, it's a long wait in between for each of these things, but they usually deliver on these major releases.
yeah.
So yeah. I don't think we have any reason to doubt that it'll be a home run in terms of reviews and most importantly player reviews, like what we think about it.
Hmm.
It's just going to be a little extra weight. That's all. Now games are free to release in the late spring, like maybe they were avoiding for a little
Yeah,
while.
now May is going to
So,
populate and everyone's going to vacate November next year. So
well,
it's
except for Devolver, they're all
yeah,
in.
Devolver, man, they're coming for you, Rockstar. Love their attitude about everything. That's so hilarious. I like also, I
If you
was
get,
digging into a little bit more. There's actually no proof that whatever game they're talking about is even real either. Like it's a nameless game it's more just a release slot than anything, and there really is no
yeah.
game that's occupying that release slot. So it's just they're just
So if you
using
guys
it to
missed
quote
it,
unquote
Devolver put out
deliver.
like a video right after this announcement, basically saying like, you can't run away from us, Rockstar. Like, we're gonna release when you release your game.
They have
Like,
moved their game this unknown game from October to May whenever they've delayed their last game. So this is the second time they've kind of like done this. Like we're you can't shake us, baby. We're coming for you.
yeah, we're following you. So
Gotta love
stupid.
it. But
Yeah,
yeah, I
for
feel the
sure.
same way. It's hard to get mad at something like this. It's yes, we all have to stay alive 6 months longer now. We have to figure out a way
Yep.
to survive the odds and keep your health about
Yep.
you, and get to November next year. But yeah, maybe it's gonna feel great playing that in November too. Like
Yeah.
sometimes summer can be a little hectic, with everyone, kids being off and like family members being free, and it's just like sometimes they can. But like, yeah, I guess the same thing you could say about November. It can get a little hectic, but I don't know. It might be nice to have a GTA game for Christmas. That kind of always felt like I think I got like Vice City, the original, for Christmas. When I was
Mm.
younger, so maybe
San
maybe this will
Andreas
be
too,
perfect.
maybe? Was San Andreas maybe a
Probably
fall
around
game?
November. Maybe I can't quite remember, but maybe it was fall or
Maybe
something
it
like that.
wasn't, but
But
for some reason I feel like it was, but who knows?
yeah, yeah.
Yeah. I remember taking off work though to go to the mall to wait in line to get my copy of San Andreas.
I took off work. I actually I was a senior in high school, and I skipped school to go get my copy of San
Yeah, I was in
Andreas.
college and I was working and yeah, I was not ashamed.
Yeah,
I just did it. Did it.
I've now that Jeff's here, I can safely say worked out all that first day. Loved it. Loved everything about it.
Yeah, now that Jeff's
I
not
was
here to say how
eating
much he hates
food, and
it.
yeah,
He
I was eating
hates
food,
it.
and I was pumping iron. It was the best.
I love misrepresenting people's opinions. When like, if that
I
game
know.
did a few
Yeah,
things
yeah,
differently, I would have loved it even more. But I did like it. We're like,
yeah.
nope, you
Right.
hated it. You
Yeah, he hated
hated
it.
it.
He didn't like shooting tires with guns to increase your accuracy. He didn't even say any of this, but I'm just gonna say it for him.
Yep. Yep. So yeah, that is not a big surprise, but it is. I gotta tell you, it's only November of this year, so we're talking about a full year from now. I kind of
Hmm.
like that they didn't wait until like February to do this, as
I
the
would have been
hype train was gonna
heartbroken. The
really
closer you
start
get, the more they
building.
kick it out. Yeah, I
Hmm.
think you get heartbroken. I think we do, for being good boys and girls, deserve another trailer though.
Yeah,
Like maybe
I agree.
you throw us a trailer. Like
I
you
agree.
you robbed us a little bit. Show us trailer. Maybe show us a little a little gameplay segment. I don't know.
Maybe
Show
give
us
us like a
something.
little
But
10-minute deep dive into the game. Just something
it
like
makes
that
me
would be great.
mad because they know they don't have to, so they won't. You know what I
I
mean?
know
Like
they won't. Yeah.
the
This is where it doesn't
audacity
make sense though,
and the
Kyle.
ego.
Why GTA 6, GTA games at all? They won't do that. They won't do like, hey, we're going to take 30 minutes and talk to developers and show you the gameplay in depth. They're not going to bother with that
Yeah,
probably. But Kirby Air Riders gets 2 full Nintendo Directs about it.
it's
So
not a
like
fair world,
the
Tim.
universe is not balanced is what I'm trying to say. There's no balance here. Um, all right. So speaking of Rockstar, uh, so we heard about, and Kyle, you heard about this a little bit too. I'm curious to hear your thoughts on it. We heard that some employees were let go. There was one claim on one side, Rockstar making another claim. Tell me a little bit about this Rockstar situation.
Yeah, so they started having protesters lining up outside of their doors earlier last week, and they had to make a statement, obviously, because the crowd was blaming them of union busting, so firing, illegally, a bunch of employees. I think it was like 30 or 40 employees. Their statement suggested that these people were talking like secrets in a private Discord channel amongst each other, and the insinuated like outside of the company as well. But they just haven't really been clear about their messaging. So again, like one side is saying, "Hey, you're union busting and you're firing people illegally," and Rockstar saying, "No, these people were selling trade secrets or whatever." So it's a giant game of he said she said. Like no one really knows
Right.
exactly what's going on. My take is that when you're pushing a $1 billion game out the door, and like now you're in the last year of like really hardcore developing, does it make sense to fire 40 developers for no reason? Developers who have been on the project for a while and know what the systems are and know how to mechanically
Yeah.
work it and how to dev for it. Does it make sense to just for no reason fire them? 40 people, for no,
Probably not.
I don't know. Yeah, corporations have done crappy things before, so I
Yeah.
don't want to absolve Rockstar completely of any wrongdoings here. But just to me, it doesn't make a lot of sense to like, we broke union rules to fire 40 people when we need people the most to take this bad boy home.
Mm-hmm.
Um, that's kind of my take on it, at least. So I'm sure there's more information.
Yeah.
There'll be more information out there as it kind of progresses. But I think the people who got fired started getting interviewed, they were saying the only secrets they were talking about were union secrets or whatever. Which I guess
Mm.
you should be able to talk about. I don't know if there's a rule or a law that dictates you can't talk about like the deals that you're getting inside the union. I don't really know that stuff. I'm a big dumb guy, and I don't even know if London unions work the same way as United States unions. So I just it's not really this is not really my area of expertise, sadly. But
Right.
it just optically and sound wise just sounds weird to me. That yeah, we just fired
I
40
wonder.
people because we felt like it.
Right. Yeah, I wonder if there's like an element of both things can be true here, where
Sure.
it was probably a union, this IWGB, this Game Workers Union Discord channel. They are probably on there. They're probably talking about stuff, but then they probably also did disclose what Rockstar considers to be confidential information that you signed a disclaimer when you started working here that you would not discuss
Mm.
outside of Rock. So like, I think it's possible that both things are true. And so if you're in
Yeah.
the union side, you're looking at it going like, "Oh, you fired them just because they were talking to other union people." That's what you did, and it's like, no, we fired them because they broke the agreement they had with us. We
Yeah.
would
The
have fired
invite.
them
You sign your
in
life
any
away when you
channel.
work on these games.
I don't know if they would have fired him if these were just like in some random Discord channel. Maybe because it was in a
Yeah.
union channel that caught Rockstar's attention even more. So like there could be an element of truth across both sides of it. I don't know, but
Yeah.
I don't think you're right. I don't think it was for nothing. They certainly felt threatened somehow. Either info was getting out they didn't want out, or these people were already causing problems, or the idea of them unionizing was enough of a problem. All those
Yeah,
things
and if
could kind
that
of
if
be a little
that's
bit
the
true.
case, that's awful. Like if we're just
I
firing you
agree.
guys because you guys are part of a union, and it can be
But
difficult for us to work.
conspiracy theories like, hey, they found an easy reason to fire these people who were starting to talk about unionizing. So,
Yeah.
and they can just
Yeah.
point to it. Like, that's possible. Even though I really want to believe that they were just like, sorry, you broke the agreement with us.
Right. Right.
Okay, maybe. I misread this at first. I thought it was because of people leaking stuff specifically about the game, whether it was like screenshots or details on the game or something
They
like
didn't
that.
really say specifically what they were talking about. Rockstar's
Just
like was
confidential
stuff was
information.
yeah,
It says,
confidential information, and their statement was brief, so it leads us
yeah,
to a lot of filling in the blanks and guessing and stuff like that, which is what everybody's doing right now with their reporting
yeah,
on this particular thing. Some guesses
yeah,
are probably a little smarter than others, depending on how long you've been kind of dissecting these types of announcements and stuff like that. For me,
Yeah.
it's hard to really see exactly what's going on here. I feel the same way as you, or definitely agree with you that like I think it could be just a lot of everything. It can all be true all at the same time. It probably all is
Yeah.
true all at the same time. And I no one is a probably a good guy on the Rockstar end, even though maybe they're justified here, doesn't mean that their hands are absolutely clean.
Right.
I mean,
Right.
it's not about crunch, so that was nice. So that's not
That's
nice.
true.
It's still a bad thing,
That's
but yeah, at
true.
least it wasn't like
Yeah.
harassment or
Oh
them
my
working
gosh.
people without paying them or whatever. So
You're so
um,
right, but also isn't it kind of gross that that's like, well, at least it wasn't that. Like it's just
yeah,
like,
no,
oh,
it's so
where
gross
are we?
that's where even my
That's
mind
yeah.
goes. It's just
I
like
know.
it could have been worse.
Yeah. It has been many times. All right.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh man. All right, well, let's talk about something happier. Let's take a break from sad news. Let's go back to the fireplace for a second and we'll talk
Oh
about
man,
something happier. I
fire
think this is
cleanses.
it just cleanses. Yeah. Um I just love this and I don't know, maybe this was known. This is news to me. But Obsidian Entertainment execs talked about their employee reward scheme where when you arrive, you pick a class, you pick a warrior, rogue, or wizard class, and then as you continue working there, you level up to a total of 20 years working there. You keep leveling up within the company, collect items, that kind of stuff. Like it just sounds like it's a you receive gifts, by the way, over time for levels
Uh,
that you hit. So basically, it's like your work anniversaries. But at
Gamifying
Obsidian,
work.
it's all yeah, you're gamifying your loyalty to the corporation.
Yeah, yeah.
uh, that's a cynical way to look at it. I think it's actually kind of fun, and I'm glad that
I
I
think
think
it's
that's cool that
awesome.
they
That's
do
cool.
that. Yeah,
A little dorky,
yeah,
but
I like
cool.
that. Very, very dorky, but I'd be on board. Like if I worked there, I'd be like, all
Yeah,
right,
same,
I'm
same,
in.
same.
All right. I actually didn't even realize that this was considered a delay because I thought the Marvel 1943 Rise of Hydra game was still just kind of floating in who knows where it is development space. Not
Hmm.
necessarily development hell, as we talk about all the time, where it seems totally stuck and not going anywhere. I just thought that it was like quiet. I didn't know that there was, I guess I hadn't tracked that there was an expectation for a release. So back in May, the game was officially delayed to early 2026. So a lot of people had it kind of penciled in for Q1 of this
Hmm.
coming year. But now they just posted on its X account, the publisher Skydance Games did, that they're moving it out of early 2026 to an unconfirmed release window. So they're just kind
Oh
of
wow,
going
not even a
after
year window or
2026.
anything.
Yeah. No.
Okay, huh?
Yeah. So I'm still
These
very
poor
intrigued by
Amy
this though. I
Hennig
think everything
projects,
about it is
man.
cool.
I feel
She
so
can't
bad
get
for
yeah.
them.
I know.
Yeah,
I know.
yeah. And it's so crazy that we thought we were getting this like at the beginning of the year because like we haven't seen anything about this game like at all except
Right.
for the couple of trailers that we've gotten, a couple of gameplay snippets. Very excited for it. Love Amy Hennig,
Me too.
love her. But like yeah, I
Yeah.
just hard to get excited for a game that doesn't feel real. Like
I know. The
Wolverine felt
concept of
this
it
way
seems cool,
for the
but
longest time until that newest trailer came
mhm.
out. Like where it's just like I guess I could be excited for the idea of this thing. I don't know.
Yeah.
But yeah, yeah. Hopefully it moves beyond the stages of it just being an idea and we actually see some better stuff on it coming up.
Right. Yeah, it'd be crazy to get Wolverine and Grand Theft Auto 6 within the same little fall holiday window
Kind of the
potentially.
same window,
Um,
yeah. I wonder if they're like, crap, like we
yeah.
wanted to be the big open world, open whatever
Yeah.
game.
Yeah.
Um,
Someone might move. Someone might blink a little bit. We'll see. See what happens
Wolverine,
there.
I think
Or
can stand against GTA. I don't know if that will, I don't know if that affects
I think
sales
they'll
at
both
all.
do
But I could be
great, man.
wrong.
I'll get them both.
Yeah,
I'll get them both.
I think Wolverine is the most like beyond Batman has got to be, and Spider Man has got to be the most popular superhero out
Yeah.
there. So
Yeah, that IP alone might be enough to let that one people like, yeah, just leave it. It's going to be fine.
yeah.
You're right. Very true. All right, well, let's get away from the fire cuz it's about to get colder again.
Oh great.
All right. So so Square Enix, where's Dan when you need him? They've announced more layoffs. So there was a video call to staff, from Japan, and this was a kind of a staff-wide call, including people from Europe and America. And Square Enix president Takashi Kiryu, I don't know how to say his name or not, sorry about that, but he said the company was implementing overseas structural reforms. So saying, all of you not in Japan, get ready. But they want to
Oh,
create a more lean and agile business abroad. And details of the restructure are still not totally shared yet, but it does sound like it's a wide variety of roles across IT, marketing, all kinds of different departments. Um, but yes, apparently they were it confirmed that roles would be cut, and the employees that were still around are going to be required to spend more time working in the office. That's another one of those remote work isn't working for
Oh.
us things for a lot of these roles. As someone who works remotely, I can confirm that there are some people who work remotely who probably shouldn't be. They're just not super trustworthy and super productive. But
Mm.
thankfully, in my experience, people that I work with, people are very productive when they get to work from home. So I don't think there's a broad brush you can paint that with to say remote work is or isn't good or bad. But I do think there are times when it's like you need to be in the office, and I get that. I do get that from some. I try to empathize a little bit with an executive being like, "We got to get people back in the office."
Especially
So I'm
something like
like, "All
video
right."
games, it is a very collaborative thing, so maybe it does kind of
It's
make
very
sense that you can
collaborative. There's a
walk
lot
down
of
the
tool
hall and be
sets
like,
that are
"Hey,
needed that maybe you have at home, but also maybe they want you to use the stuff at the office. There's also the idea of secrecy is the wrong word, but keeping things kind
IP,
of close
yeah,
to the
protective
vest. Yeah,
protecting
your
IP."
IP.
Yeah, like
Yeah,
having it all out there
yeah,
in people's homes on their own work laptops outside of the
exactly.
work sphere. Yeah, it can be
All those
problematic.
pieces to me connect to this being like I can kind of see it, I guess one. But the layoffs suck, but I do think it connects to the next story, which is how I don't know if it was during a similar call or like what this is, but Square Enix has said that it wants to have generative AI be doing up to 70% specifically of these types of work, QA and debugging by the end of
Wow.
2027. So that within the next 2 years, 70% of its quality assurance and debugging, they want it to be done by end of 2027. Note, they're not saying they want all of it to be done that way because I think they still recognize the need for a human hand
Sure.
in seeing and trying things. But what do you
Can
think
you
about this?
imagine being a debugger or a QA tester for Square Enix and reading this email and going, "Wait, what? What the?" And just
Yeah.
knowing in 2 years that you're probably not going to have a job or that you're going to get phased out over the next couple of years, and like this is how you're finding out, like,
Yeah.
yeah, that's crazy.
So,
That's insane.
do you think that something like this could actually help with game development time?
Yeah, yes. I listen. I don't know where AI is at. Like, is AI capable of doing 70% of debugging
I don't
in a
know.
couple years? Maybe.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's not. Let's just pretend like it does, though. You know what I mean? Let's just
Yeah.
pretend that in this perfect world that you put an AI to a debugging or QA testing job, it does it like better than any human could in half the time or whatever. Yeah, absolutely. I think it will cut down game time. I think it'll ship games that are a little less jankier, a little more complete, and everything like that. Yeah, sure, absolutely. But like, is it feasible that we're somewhere that close to doing pulling something like that off in a couple years? I don't know.
I
Yeah,
don't
and is
know
it worth
either.
firing a
Yeah.
bunch of people to get there? I don't know. Like, I don't know where
Yeah.
morally I sit on that. I do think that it's
Yeah.
hard to just be a total anti AI person.
It
I think
is.
it's
It's
easy to be
impossible
unseen
because it's
people because it's
it's
coming.
going to be
You
everywhere.
know,
Yeah,
it's
it already
coming.
is everywhere,
Yeah,
but yeah.
and
Hmm.
it is already everywhere, and it's just about how we adapt it and stuff like that. But like, it is scary to think about how the amount of people who could lose their job over this, and how do
Right.
you protect that? Or do these people just become like AI liaison, where they can speak the language and they know how to like
That's a skill
these
set for
teams need
sure.
to, yeah, I
Yeah.
think maybe they get repurposed, some of these
Yeah.
people, but like, do you need a team of QA testers, or do you need a QA tester chief guy who oversees sees an AI and the AI kind of does all the work, and now 50 jobs become one or whatever. I don't know. I really don't know.
Yeah. Well, there
But
are there are some just so it's clear that not everyone is saying, "Wow, what big mean corporation is Square right now." There are many who are arguing like this is good because QA testing is one of the most repetitive and boring and thankless jobs in the
it
industry.
is. They pay these
So,
people
but
almost nothing, so
on the other
like
hand, they
it's.
don't pay them a lot. A lot of times they're on contract. They're not even real employees. They're just kind of like so.
Mm-hmm.
So there's a lot there, but also on the other side, it is a really common gateway for people who want to get into the industry. This is a low level,
Yeah.
anyone can do it. Not anyone, but you know what I'm saying? Like a lot of people are qualified for this and can get their foot in the door in the industry. Hey, I
Yeah.
worked for a couple of years as QA at this, fill in the blank company. That can help as you're trying to build a resume towards
Yeah.
a stronger industry position. So my question is not so much should or shouldn't AI do it. I think it's going to do it, but it's more like, okay, what doors can we open for human beings who are trying to get into this industry, who maybe have great ideas, they just don't have a way to
Yeah.
create a game yet. They're trying to build that and get onto a team, and they're an incredible artist or whatever. Now, you could make the argument on the other side, the indie game environment has never been healthier, and if you want to make something great, go make it. The tools are there. Like, you could make that argument. So I don't think we need more marketing people coming up through QA who now have major marketing jobs getting paid a lot. I don't think that's, I don't know. So
Yeah.
I kind of go both ways on it, where
So
I
do I.
see the I see the approaching AI stuff coming across all industries. I would love it to be able to trim down some of the repetitive and really slow, painful processes of developing
Yeah.
stuff. That'd be great. But man, I don't know if I'm in a place where I trust it yet. I will say this though, dude. Have you heard some of the AI songs that are being made, like soul versions of classic like rap
Yeah.
songs and stuff?
I have.
It's
Yeah.
so good. It's
Or versions of
so
like
good.
1950 songs, that of genres that we don't really listen to
Yes.
anymore, like AI recreating that stuff or making its own. Yeah,
Yeah.
super interesting. And again, that stuff's just going to get better. And I think for the human element of it, like obviously you still need human QA testers after the AI does their thing, right? Like you still kind of need
Yeah.
maybe a
I think
smaller
so.
team to get actual real hands on with it.
Which maybe that's
No
why they're
one's going
saying
to ship
70%,
no one's gonna ship a
Yeah.
game that has never been seen by a human being before. You know what I
Right.
mean? Like it's just not
Right.
gonna happen. But yeah,
At least not
I do
anytime
think
soon. Maybe someday, but not
right,
anytime
right,
soon.
yeah. Maybe we
Yeah.
do get to a place 10 years down the road where like we just trust the process and everything like that.
Right.
So yeah, I don't know, and maybe we don't get there as quick as they're saying. They're saying 2027. Maybe it's a couple years after. Like I don't. We'll just have to kind of see. But like if you think that they're like you were saying that they're the big bad guys here, every company in the world right now is looking for a way to implement AI. Some are just being more loud about it than others. So
Yep.
I guess my challenge to people is just maybe be a little more open minded about how it can be implemented while also just being
Yep.
wary about us not being quite there yet. I think you can be both. I think you can be both at the same time. It's okay.
Yeah. I agree. Yeah, I'm right there with you. Anyway, it'll be interesting to see how this unfolds and if other companies follow suit. I don't think Square is alone in these types of goals. I know it's easy to they just laid off a bunch of people with this restructuring. They're trying to become
Mhm.
leaner, and now they've got this 2027 goal of AI usage, kind of similar to companies like Ubisoft or EA or Microsoft, others that we've kind of seen in the news, and we're like, oh, here goes the corporations again. The suits can really rub us the wrong way for good reason, right? There's a lot of selfishness and a lot of money involved with a lot of this stuff. In my opinion, this is kind of the way technology is going. And so
Yeah,
I'm not saying it's comfortable or fun or fair. I'm not, but it is what's
yeah.
happening. And so we're going to have to figure it out. We got to navigate it somehow together. And as a
People get
consumer
weirded out when they
of
don't understand
this,
stuff.
I know I'm with you. But as a consumer of this content, I'm like, okay, what does that mean for me? Does that mean I'm going to get more games from you, less games from you, better games from you, worse games from you? I want to know what this means.
Yeah,
And I'm still curious on the human level. Like, are you talking about a lot of people without jobs who will never be able to get jobs? That sucks. That bums me out. That's not okay. But on the consumer level, I'm like, what does this mean? Anything different or kind of the same? Is it still kind of the
yeah.
same for their
I mean,
output?
I know everyone uses this comparison, but it's like I'm sure when we started like making automobiles like with robots and assembly lines, the real
Yeah.
people who used to build cars were out of work. But you know what? They found jobs. And other
Yeah.
industries develop, and
Right.
people find a way to end up in another field or another industry and yada yada. I know it's probably not the greatest feel good, warm, cozy fire thing to say or
No, I'm
whatever,
with you. Yeah.
but yeah, like these things happen. Life evolves, jobs evolve, people get displaced, and people end up in new
Yep.
places. And that's just kind of the way that things are.
Totally agree. Well, it'll be interesting to see how that unfolds. Let's end with two at least neutral, if not good news stories. So we can go back to our fire here for a second.
Nice.
Let's get that going again. There we go. Switch 2 is outpacing every console that's come before it. Through the end of September, it has surpassed 10.3 million units, which is more than the original Switch, which was at 4.7 million. PlayStation 4 was at 7.5. PlayStation 5 was at 7.8. To be fair, though, PS5 probably didn't see what the numbers it could have seen if it weren't for the
Yeah.
shortages. I mean,
Yep.
every
Yep.
console has some element of availability issues here or there. PS5 was uniquely hard to find for a long time.
It really was. Yeah.
So that could have been the current record holder, even above Switch 2. We don't know. It's impossible to know for sure. Because now the sales have all kind of evened out. You can buy a PS5 now without any difficulty. They've even got their, half system life upgrade out in the wild with PlayStation 5 Pro. So anyway, all that to say, Switch 2 is selling really well, regardless of if it's the real first place or not. Depends on how you look at it, I suppose. They're targeting 19 million for the first full year, which would put it again number one across all
Gonna
consoles for
double
a
its
first
sales in
full
the
12
next month.
months.
Okay.
No,
Like, yeah, I
no,
believe them.
it would
Yeah.
have to be by May. By May, they want to sell 9
Oh,
million
the
more.
first year for a full year. Yeah, I'm
Yeah,
sorry, not fiscal. Okay, yeah,
yeah,
yeah, yeah,
not
okay,
yeah,
I
yeah, yeah,
gotcha.
exactly. So yeah, between launching the first week of June all the way
I'll
through the
make
end of
that.
May, they're targeting 19 million. Is it possible? I think so. I think the
I
holiday
bet you they
sales
sell
will
two.
really
I
tell
bet
the
they sell
story,
two to
but
four million units this holiday season alone. I bet you. I bet you.
probably,
Whenever we hear
probably
January like
right.
stats, we hear some pretty big numbers from this.
You know what's
Yeah,
crazy
people.
is they're doing this really without. I mean, Mario Kart is a really big kind of console exclusive
Yeah,
for the Switch 2. It's not anywhere else. But there haven't been a ton. Donkey Kong. That's
Donkey
a big
Kong
hit, of
has an
course.
attach rate. It's at three point something million units sold. So
But
a
a lot of the
third
other
of the
ones are on
people out
both
there.
consoles. Like the
Yeah,
Pokemon's, I think, on
it's
right
true.
on both consoles.
It is
I'm
on
pretty
both,
sure.
yeah. Age of Imprisonment would be the only other new Switch 2 only like
Metroid's gonna be on both
I think it's not going to
consoles.
be a huge. Yeah, it's going to be on both. Yeah, and your Age of
Yeah.
Imprisonments, they're not system sellers. You know what I mean? So it's like
Right.
you're those.
It'll sell well,
It's
but it
like
won't. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
you and even Donkey Kong only selling a third of the units that are out there attach rate wise. You know, like that's high. You know, but like
Right.
it's not Pokemon. You know, like it's not
Yeah.
anything like that.
Nothing
Again,
else is. Right.
well, yeah, what is? Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
But yeah, Mario Kart, I guess, is still like the apple of everybody's eye, and you get those bundles under Christmas trees this season. Yeah, I bet you two to 4 million is my guess, in terms of how
Yeah,
they're
Mario
going to
Kart
sweep
World
up.
is only going to keep selling more copies, of course, as more people get Switch 2s.
Weird that there's
Yeah,
been no like just news on that game though. Like they put it out
I
and they're like,
know.
"That's it, guys," and I'm like, "No,
So
let's
I
talk about some
completed
of the
all the
stuff." They're like,
courses
"That's
in that
right."
game. I didn't go through and do them all in the hardest difficulties. I didn't
Yeah,
do that and get gold medals. Like sometimes I'll go back and try to get 3 stars on every
yeah, and I still
tour and all that
might.
stuff.
Yeah, you know.
I still might do that, but I have had very little reason to revisit it since the end of the summer. Like I played it a bunch and tried
Hmm.
all the courses, really enjoyed it, unlocked a ton of the characters, I think all the characters or most of them at least.
Yeah,
Maybe not all their outfits, but all the unique characters. Um, and I just haven't had a lot of reason to go back. My daughter still plays it from time to time. My youngest daughter, she likes to do the free
hmm,
roam where she can just go any direction and there's no racing
that's fun.
happening. But yeah, it's interesting that I feel like they haven't given me a lot of reason to revisit it with and not that I
Yeah,
like DLC. I don't want to necessarily ask them to can I pay $5-10 more for extra I'm not saying I want that, but it's weird that we haven't gotten any or even talk of any.
yeah,
There's no
right.
announcements of anything.
What's
It's a little
you couldn't
strange.
do like Halloween costumes for Halloween, you know? Like everyone have like
Very
spooky
weird. Even
costumes.
little free updates here and there like, "Hey, we
Yeah,
added 3 new costumes." Like, "Okay, cool. I'll try it again. I'll fire it up." Like,
yeah.
no,
Just
nothing.
weird to put out a
Very
game
interesting.
and be like that, yep, we did it.
I mean, 8 had these they literally called them waves, right? It would have
Yeah,
waves of content.
every 6 months for like 2 or 3 years, every 6 months,
Yeah.
they came out
Here's
with like
another
four
wave.
new
Ooh,
tracks
what
or
did they put
8 new
up?
tracks or
Yeah.
something. It's
Mhm.
cool.
Anyway, we'll see what happens with Mario Kart World. But yeah, the Switch 2 very very successful. And this is probably not a surprise, Kyle. We've talked a lot about game remakes, game remasters, what determines what for those. And people have sometimes made a remake and called it a remaster, and sometimes they call it a remake, but it turns out it's just a glorified remaster. So anyway,
Yeah,
those kind of semantic elements aside, thinking of a remaster of something that is a touched up original versus a remake, which is where you're kind of rebuilding it, either reimagining it or just giving it a real visual overhaul with new tech. Um, no surprise here, probably. Consumers spend twice as much on remakes than remasters. So this is by this research done by the Ampere Analysis Group, and they looked at ones that were just released over the last couple years. It's not a huge sample size, but it's from 24, 25. There's a lot of remakes and remasters that have come out in that time, so there's plenty of data there. Um, the overall they attracted 72.4 million players across all platforms, with consumers spending somewhere around $1.4 billion on premium full games and microtransactions that are considered remakes or remasters. Notably, they found that across 42 titles, 15 are remakes, 27 are remasters released in that time span. Global spending on average, an average remake was more than twice, 2.2 times the remaster. So it's interesting that they say even though the data suggests that remakes can rejuvenate classic IP, attract new audiences, they do require substantially higher investment. Obviously, we
Sure.
know that. Development, marketing, and time. Yes, that makes sense. Remasters, of course, by contrast, offer faster turnaround, lower cost, but generally deliver less engagement when it's all said and done. So you're spending less, but you're getting back less. So nothing
It's funny
surprising here at
because
all. But what do you think about that?
with the amount of remasters we get, you would think that data would suggest that like they sell like gangbusters and everybody, you know what I mean? Like,
Mm-hmm.
so we get so many of them, and I like a good remaster. I like
Yeah,
stripping games from their entombed, imprisoned, previous consoles and putting them on something more
right.
modern, easy to boot, and everything like that. Especially with PC, where like games like get outdated really quick and need like mod support like really quickly. It
Oh
is
yeah,
nice whenever those things get updated so they run a little better on these new hardware pieces and
yeah,
stuff. This is kind of shocking to me to hear this, that like maybe they don't sell as well as like I think that they do, and that no duh, remakes cost a little more to
yeah,
put out, but like it's interesting to me also that those do so well.
yeah.
I guess I just wouldn't have guessed that. But
Yeah, I
yeah,
mean, think about the Final Fantasy games, the Resident Evil remakes recently, the Metal Gear Solid Delta game that came out, like these
yeah.
real remakes that came out. And you compare those to the remasters. We talked about it with Tales games that have gotten remasters and these kind of games that are just getting a facelift, performance
Hmm.
improvement, maybe some textures being sharpened or whatever, some quality of life pieces. Um, they're just not getting the same audience response. Not that they're not getting any. This is proving that they're all beneficial. They're all making money. But I guess
Hmm.
as a company, you could look at it and say, we don't have much capacity over the next couple of years. We're booked, but we have a little window. We could probably roll out a couple of remasters from old IP, and it will
Yeah,
make us this amount. I
hire
could see
some
why it's still
starter studio
beneficial.
to help
Yeah,
dev something up. Yeah, yeah,
just clean it up real quick. A remake kind of is like a full development project in
yeah.
a lot of ways. So I can
Fully
totally
hands on.
see that. Yeah, I totally see that. It's just the margins are much bigger on a remake because you're getting a lot more back, generally speaking. Not always, probably,
Right.
but
It is funny with the way that people like reacted to Halo. They're like, "Oh, I can't believe they're remaking it." Like would a remaster of that have been better, than a remake?
it's
And
already
that
been
goes against the
remastered
data we're
so many,
talking
like
about.
at least 2 times, right? We've gotten a
Yeah,
Halo
yeah,
remaster. Yeah, give me a remake, man. Make it great. I can't wait. Can't wait for that on the
yes,
PS5. Yeah,
yeah. Shut up, everybody. Yeah, we're getting a cool thing. Don't
yeah.
ruin it.
Stop being idiots. All right, Kyle. Before we wrap up this episode, one thing I wanted to try out. I got this. Thank you to this random chat in Reddit after doing a Google search. Reddit usually comes through. If it's not Wikipedia, it's Reddit, and vice versa. I feel like that's where the answers on Google comes from these days. Are those two places? And so I don't know. Not always trustworthy. I get it, but thanks to this Reddit user, they created a random game generator. Actually, the site that they have called uh, Random Yower. They have a whole bunch of things that they can randomly generate: TV shows, movies, websites, restaurants, country, color. The idea is that you give it some filters if you want, and you tell it pick a random one from something in our database, and it will pull it up. The reason that we're doing this is that way I haven't pre-selected these. You and I are both going to take a guess at this. We're going to ask this tool to at random highlight a game for us,
Okay.
and then we are going to take a quick guess at what we think the Metacritic critic score is, and then
Okay.
use and then user score, what we think the user score is. So we're going to take a
Okay. I'm
stab at both those and see how close we get to both those things. So
gonna be
let's
so
bring
off on
up
this. It's gonna be fun.
same here. So I have given it no parameters. I haven't told it what score. And by the way, the score is not the Metacritic score. I don't know what this guy's using for his database for the score. I tried to match it up. It's not. It's not from OpenCritic or Metacritic. So I'm not sure where he's getting the scores from. So I'm ignoring these. But I'm not setting the genres or the release dates. I'm just hitting random games. So here we
With some
go
random
with the
Apple
first
arcade
one.
game.
The Wolf Among
Oh,
Us
okay.
from 2013. All right, you guess critic score first, and then I'll guess user score first.
Okay, I think critic score is going to be 92.
Okay. I think critic score 85, and then I
Okay.
think user score. I'm also gonna go 85. I'm just gonna go 85 on both of them. What do you think for user score?
I'll say 89.
All right, let's look up. I brought up Metacritic here.
Oh,
Ooh,
you're
the
like
problem is there's different
close.
episodes. Hang on, hang on.
Oh, okay. All right.
This one could be not helpful. Here's the overall one, maybe.
Overall, yeah.
All right, so across all platforms, the highest one is an 83 on consoles with an
You're
80
close.
on PC. So I was closer on critic score, but you were closer. Actually, we were tied on user score. I said 85, you said 89. It's at
Okay,
an
yeah, two.
8.7. By the way, seeing this little trailer makes me want to play it again. I loved this game.
Yeah, it's a fun game. Yeah.
It's really good. All right, that's our first one. Wolf Among Us. Let's try another one. Here we go. Here we go. Can we
So,
skip this? I don't know what.
yeah,
But
let's
is it
skip
just
that.
Blue
What is
Shift
that?
or
Yeah, like
half? Are we just should
it's
we just do Half Life? What we think Half Life
let's just
is?
do Half Life. Yeah, I like that. I like that.
Okay.
The first Half Life.
All right, I'll go first this time.
Okay.
The first Half Life was probably, I don't even know if it has a Metacritic score, but if it has one, I'm gonna say that it's a 90. What do you think?
I'm gonna be boring. I had 89 in my head, so I'm just
89.
gonna
Okay.
speak on the other side of
And
you.
what do you think user score is gonna be for
94.
the first Half Life? I'm gonna say the user score for the first Half Life is, I'm gonna say 84. I'm gonna go down.
Okay, down. I like
We'll
it.
see what people say. All right. So Half Life. Here we go.
96.
Holy crap!
What? All
Holy
right.
crap!
People
Oh,
like it.
you were closer on user score. I was, because I was just kind of what's it called? The price, not the, yeah, Price is Right. I had you up by $1, so technically I was
Uh-huh.
closer, but we were about the
No,
same
that
amount of way
works.
on critic score. You were closer on the user score for sure. All right, let's pick another one here. See if we
Oh,
can do
Half
better on this
Life.
third one.
Duke
Oh my
Nukem
gosh.
Forever. Wow. All right.
Okay. All right, you go first. What do you think the critic score is for
Say
Duke Nukem?
82
You know
for a
what?
critic score. Oh,
Okay. Critic score 82. All right. I'm going to say Duke Nukem Forever. I'm trying to remember if people liked this game.
wait. This is the remake? Is this Duke Nukem for Duke? I'm thinking of Duke. No, this is
Uh,
the bad game. I'm thinking Duke Nukem 64 or just Duke Nukem or 3D or whatever. This is
I
the
don't know if it's a
reboot,
remake.
not the
Is it?
remake, but
I
like
thought it was a standalone game.
this is
Okay.
yeah, this is like a sequel that the Gearbox like saved from. Right, I'm pretty sure that's this
Okay.
one.
All
2011.
right. So
Yeah,
what do you
that's
think
right.
the
That's
crit
right.
what do you think the critic
No,
score is
no,
then?
I'm going like 60%.
60?
Yeah, whoa.
Okay, I'm going to guess it's a 73 critic, and
Okay,
my user review score is, I think they liked it a little more. I'll say
that's what I was.
76 for
I'm
users.
gonna say 73 for user.
73. Okay, so Duke Nukem Forever. Oh my gosh, you were right.
Oh, people hated it more. Yeah, people were meaner.
I mean, even the PC it's 54, PS3 it's 51, Xbox 360 it
I
was
said
a
60. I should have dared
49.
to be meaner. Should have dared to be meaner.
Oh my word. And then the user score was, hey, users and critics aligning. How about that?
Yeah, and
How
that's
about that?
something. Yeah.
That doesn't always happen. Wow,
Yep.
I did not realize it was that
What a
poorly reviewed. You have a good
blemish.
memory on that one. Like it was,
Yeah,
people did not
people
like
hated
it.
this game. I remember when it came out, and I played it when it came out. I got a review copy of it, and I
Yeah.
absolutely hated everything about this game. I was like, they're
All
never
right,
going to
let's see
give
what
me a
this.
free review copy again after I post this
You
review.
definitely got closer on that one. You had a better feel for that for both of those. All right, let's look at Pokemon
Oh,
Red.
wow.
The original
I'm gonna
1996 Pokemon Red version. I don't know if there's enough reviews. Maybe Metacritic went back and filled in the blanks for some of these back in the
yeah.
day. I don't know. But we'll take a guess
Um,
anyway. All right, it's my turn to guess
For
first on critics. I'm gonna say, I mean, it's gotta be like 95 critic, right?
okay,
I don't know. That's my guess. I'm gonna say 95.
I'm gonna say 91 for critic.
Okay. What do you think for users?
I'm gonna stay ballpark, and I'm gonna say 90.
Okay. I think users it's also high, just because I think nostalgia. I'm
Yeah,
gonna say 97. I'm gonna say 97.
I like your
I
guess.
could be like
Yeah,
really
I think
overthinking.
people have a real fondness for this game. You
Okay, so
know,
there's Fire Red version, which is now we're talking about. That one is at 81. Let's see. Let me just look at all the results here. See if we can find the original Game Boy one.
it may not be on here. You may be right. It might be too old.
Would it just be called? What was it called? Pokemon Red version. Let's see if Red
Yeah,
version,
red version.
Fire Red version.
Yeah, it's not. That's like the. It's like
Hmm.
the remake or
Because
whatever.
this was
Not
Game
remake,
Boy,
but
right? I mean, this was. I'm not
yeah.
sure if. Yeah, so maybe we can't do that one. Fire Red
Yeah,
was in the 80s, but I think the originals probably would have gotten much higher
I think
reviews.
so too.
But
I think it would have been in the 90s.
yeah, it looks like it probably only goes back to the Game Boy Advance for a lot of these. Okay,
Yeah.
if it is in there, I don't know where to find it. We're not going to keep looking. Let's pick one more here. One or two more. We'll see. Let's at least do one more. Here we go. Oh,
Hitman.
Hitman.
Yeah, the reboot. Okay.
This is the reboot. Okay, this is a 2016 rebooted Hitman game. All right, since we didn't get to do that, since that one didn't count, I'll pick first again this time. I'm gonna
Yep.
say the reboot for Hitman was I know it was high. I'm gonna say 88 for critics. What do you think?
Okay. I'm gonna say 84.
84 for critics. What do you think for users?
Um, 86. I think higher. A little higher.
I think for users, I also think it was a little higher for users. I'm gonna say 90. So I'm gonna say 88 and 90, and you're uh, 84
84,
and
86.
86. All right, so let's see. Hitman
2016.
2016. This one,
Yeah. 84 on the dot.
dude.
Yeah.
84 on the dot.
Right on the
You
dot.
crushed
And it
that
was
one.
lower.
Yep.
People were like, nah, critics got this wrong. No,
Yeah,
not as
and
good
the
as they
user score
said.
was lower. Yep, you were
Yeah,
closer on
okay.
both of those.
It's so
Good job.
funny because
I
like
love that
Hitman,
reboot.
I love this. Oh my gosh, I love these games so
Yeah,
much. I love this whole
yeah,
franchise, but these games are like perfect.
yeah.
Yeah, 78 seems a little mean, you know?
And it's one of those things too.
uh,
It could have changed over time as they started making it a little weird. You
yeah,
had to buy episodes and buy like the whole
yeah.
world of
Maybe there
assassination
was some
pack.
hesitation about the episode stuff. You're right. Maybe
Maybe,
there. You know,
yeah.
this is
I forgot
definitely a
about that
90
piece of
rated
it.
series. If it was, maybe all at the same time.
All right, let's do one more. See if I can get one more win. You've had a few in a row here. Let's see if I can get one more. Oh
Diablo
gosh,
2. Wow, this is
Diablo
gonna be
2.
hard.
Well, you got to guess first on the critic
The
score.
critic, I'm gonna say 95.
Okay. Okay, my critic guess is 91.
Okay.
91. And I think for users, same. I'm going to say 91 for both.
I'm gonna say 98 for users. People
Ooh,
are like
users
nuts
do
over
love
this game.
Diablo 2. Gamers
People love
love
Diablo
Diablo
2,
2.
dude. Yeah.
Diablo 2. Here we go. Oh, 88.
Wow. Okay. I'm shocked. People
88,
hate Diablo.
88.
People hate Diablo. I get it. Yeah.
Confirmed.
Confirmed. It has an 88. Yeah.
That's right. And it was
I would
88
have.
across the
People talk
board.
about this game. I don't really care about this game. Like this Diablo 1 and 2 never really did much for me.
Yeah.
Mostly because I didn't have a PC. But like, people talk about this game like it's the greatest thing to
Oh, I
ever
know.
happen to video gaming. Like this is shocking
Yeah.
to me that it's like as low. 88's not low. I mean, I'm being
Yeah.
a little hyperbolic here, but yeah, like it feels low to its legacy, you know.
I'm surprised it sucks so bad. Yeah.
Yeah, right.
That's good. All right. Well, good job. I think
Fun.
we kind of split it down the middle ish. You might have won one more than I did, but roughly speaking, we were pretty close. The only one I was way off on was Duke Nukem Forever. I forgot how hated that game was. I thought it was like a
Yeah,
swimming in
I should have
sevens.
leaned into it further. Like I was 60 still kind of good, to how
Yeah,
bad that
60 is
game
still
truly
playable
was.
probably, right? But
Yeah.
49, 49 is like
A 60
mind's
can
eye
feel like a 7
levels, you know?
in the right situations. A 5 never feels like a 7, you know what I mean? Like
It's true. It's very true. I kind of like the random flashback though to old games because sometimes I don't actually pull that file of memory of what I think about a game until something like this tool makes me think of like,
yeah.
oh yeah,
Those are all
oh yeah,
a lot of those were really old. I like that we got some
yeah.
old stuff on
I
there.
think the newest one was the Hitman one. Was the newest one that
Yeah.
popped up there. So anyway, all right. Well, let's wrap it up with other stuff that we're playing, Kyle. I know that we've both been playing through Outer Worlds 2. How much
Yeah.
farther are you? Do you feel like you're close to wrapping that thing up? Are you taking your time? How are you doing with Outer Worlds 2?
My counter says I'm about 60% of the way through the game, but like it really does just feel like the game just opened up to me. Like, and I'm like on the third major planet, excuse me. So it's like I think there's only four major planets. There's a lot of little other things to go to, like space stations and stuff like that. But it really does just feel like the real crux of the game's narrative and choices like just started. Like, and I'm like
Yeah,
25 hours in or so. So I'm really enjoying where I'm at in that game, and really enjoying this new planet I just touched down on. Just visually, it looks very cool. I'm very interested to see what kind of weird stories going on here. That second planet you go to is in the marketing they were talking about how like this game is very like they got a lot of inspiration from like World War I in terms of like the espionage that was going
mm,
on there and trench warfare.
hmm
The second planet is going through a war and it's all trench warfare and it's very cool.
right.
I like the story of that planet quite a lot. And that's kind of I keep on saying story of the planet. Every planet has like its own thing going on,
Yep,
like kind of like Ghost of Tsushima, where you show up somewhere Yote, excuse me,
a new
and it's like
conflict.
this area is like oppressed by the
Yeah,
Oni, and he sucks and he lights people on fire. Like everyone kind
yeah,
of everywhere has their own plight going on, and I like that a lot
right.
because you have an overarching story and these little vignette stories, and then your companion stories. Just a very story rich game, and
It
I
is.
just hate everything about my build right now, only because I just like I know how to make my build better, and I'm too far into the game now. I can't, and I love that. I love I'm
Yeah,
stressing out about it. I like that the game is like, no, you have to just live with what you made.
yeah.
Because like
This
it
is
doesn't
who
make any
you
sense
are.
to respec like from hey I was a talkie guy but now I'm a dumb guy like halfway through your run like it doesn't make sense like they made the right move
Yeah,
here. I think I would be upset if they put in like an update where it's like yeah you can respec we don't care. I like that they care about your run. I think I made the
yeah.
comparison the other week ago. It's very Baldur's Gate 3 in that way, where it's just like, where at Baldur's Gate 3 you can like
Commit
respec and
to it.
stuff like that,
They
but you
want you to
can't.
commit to it.
Yeah, but there is a level of commitment to Baldur's Gate 3, even though you can respec in that game kind of willy nilly.
But the thing
There,
is, too, people have to realize this. There's not a, well, this is subjective. I don't think there is a failure of a build. It's just some are going to be possibly a little harder, or
yeah,
maybe certain doors that you naturally want to go through, whether that's conversational doors or literal doors, you won't be
hmm
able to because you didn't dot 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 with whatever the perks or
yeah,
skills are, or you
and
tried to
that's
spread out the
exact.
points too much and you don't have enough. That kind of thing is a problem too. You really want to focus in on, in my opinion, no more than maybe four, but probably only like
Yeah,
three to really be successful, to
absolutely.
boost those
You can
things
only
up.
get 15 perks. That's not a lot. There's like 100 and something perks in this game, so
There's
like
so
it
many
like you
perks.
really have to hone in on something here, and
I
I
already
just really
regret
like
one or
that.
two of them, but not that they've been useless. I'm just like, I wish I would have gotten a different one.
Yeah,
Uh,
I wish I was a
but
little more braver and was taking on more like bad perks, bad qualities or whatever. Some of them
okay,
are
so
very funny.
when there's as you're playing the game, sometimes it'll tell you that uh, the what's the name of the group? The Earth Directorate has noticed a flaw in you, and it gives you a opportunity to have a win lose
Yeah, flaw.
thing added to your gameplay. So, and
Mm-hmm.
I think the first game did this too. It's just in a different way where you can add a flaw. But the idea, of course, is here's a bonus. Maybe you get more perk points, but you do less, have overall less health for the rest of the game or whatever. Like it's that
Mm-hmm.
those kinds of things, those kind of trade offs. I have been too nervous to say yes to any of them because the drawbacks
Yeah,
seem so harsh so far. Have you accepted any of those yet?
I did. I accepted creaky knees, so I'm not doing a stealth build at all. So it doesn't
Oh, that's
matter.
right. You
But like
can't you can't sneak
whenever
up on
I,
anyone with creaky
yeah,
knees.
whenever I like crouch, a gigantic popping noise happens in my knees, and it will alert everybody in like the whole base. Like not even just people in front of me. It'll just like everybody on Earth
That
like
is
hears it.
so funny.
And I love it because I don't,
Hey, can I
but
just
I
say something?
move.
As a man in my
But
40s, that I feel attacked by that
yeah, same.
flaw right now.
If
Yeah.
I'm building a me character, I was like, this is me. Yeah, but like
Yeah.
the upside of that perk is I move 60% faster in crouch position. So like that's nice
Okay.
because like I'm not using crouching to sneak. I'm using crouching to hide behind cover, and now I can go cover
Yeah.
to cover really quickly, and like it
Quickly.
doesn't
Yeah.
affect my play at all. So I've been looking for flaws that
Yeah.
do that. And I haven't found
Yeah.
very many, but like they're. I like that the flaws also are introduced to you by the way you're playing the game. So it's kind of like we notice that you prematurely reload your guns a lot. So now, I forget what the perk is on that. Like the
Oh
downside of the
yeah,
upside.
it got me.
Like it.
I got that option too. I said no to it, but I almost said yes. The idea
I
was
almost said yes
if
too.
you
Yeah.
let the mag run dry, then you get like a hit to your damage for a while,
Yeah.
but you get a boost if you change it early or something like that. It was something
Yeah,
like
if you
that
don't
where
if you don't run out, if you reload ahead of time, you get a perk. But if you don't, like you get a
yeah,
a debuff.
yeah,
So I like that. I wish I was leaning more into that. Because like you could stack up a lot of flaws and like really break the game stat wise by like accentuating a lot of stats in one area
for
and taking a
sure.
hit in other areas. And again, I was making fun of my build, but like my character is a silver tongue. I can talk my way out of anything. Every main boss I've come across, I've gotten to Saren style Mass Effect shoot themselves or give themselves up or something along those lines. So it's like I'm doing
Yeah,
good. My build is good, but like
yeah.
I didn't give my character any ability to get through any doors or lockpicks. So I've come across chest after chest and door after door that I'm just like can't go there, can't
Okay,
get into
so
that.
I I did not take the advice that I just gave because I learned it the hard way. I'm trying to spread it out to three major skills, which
Hmm.
means there's a few checks that I've been 1 or 2 points shy on. I'm like, crap, if I had just leveled up
Yeah.
one more time, but if I wouldn't have been greedy and tried to get too many skills at once, I probably could have focused in on one or two of them. And
Hmm.
so I've been doing speech because that's always helpful to have speech.
Love speech
And
in
I've
these
been doing
games.
engineering. There's so many things that I've been
So
able to
good,
fix
so
or
smart.
unlock. Engineering is a really, really good one. But then I also
You
wanted
get through
lock
a lot of
picking. So I
those.
try to do that too. And I'm on the second planet now. I'm working my way through all the stuff in the trench warfare place that you're talking about. And there's already been a few spots that I'm like, oh, my lock picking's at 6. It needs to be at 8. Crap. I should have
Mhm.
just focused on one thing. Or engineering needs to be at 9. And I'm literally sitting also like at an 8. Ah, I wish I would have, there's
Yeah,
lots of those moments. The good news is you can always come back to almost all that stuff. I did go back once I
yeah,
leveled up again and added some stuff into engineering or whatever. But all that to say, it makes you kind of think of what my specialty is going to be and just know some of these I won't be able to do. Like I'll never do the medicine thing or be super strong at observation. And some of those sound really cool. I'm like, oh, if I had
yeah.
a medicine skill, this part of this game would have been amazing. But other parts where I easily opened a door or fixed the lift with engineering or whatever, that would have been much harder, or at least a little bit harder because I didn't
Mhm.
have that skill. So listen, there's pros and cons to all of them. There isn't it perfect. And by the way,
You
Lucky has
just have
paid
to be
off
okay that
a
that
million
you're not
times.
supposed to see the whole game your first time through,
Yeah.
and there's just things
Lucky has
locked
paid
out
off
to
a
you because
lot,
of
by
the
the
build.
way. I think there's probably been 4 different times where it gave me the option to do something lucky and I randomly got a code right or got a mixture right for a potion or whatever. Like Lucky has paid off for sure. So
Yeah,
I'm
my
happy
Fallout
about that
4
one.
build was all luck, and those runs are amazing because like I'll just like
Yeah.
have bullets miss me, like again, like yeah, you'll just get lucky on all sorts of
Yeah.
checks and stuff like that. All luck runs are very fun.
I mean,
And
it's like my favorite element of Bullet Train, which I know some people don't like that movie. I loved Bullet Train with Brad Pitt. I thought
Bullet
the movie
Train
was great.
rocks. Yeah, people are
But the
nuts if they
idea
don't like
of
that
he keeps
movie.
saying how unlucky he is, but you watch the movie play out, he is the luckiest person in the world. The way he
Yeah,
survives so many things that happen to him. It's so
yeah,
funny. It's really well done. But yeah,
yeah. It
that
is.
lucky thing is great. So, but yeah, you're right. I'm enjoying it. I like both the planets so far. The first 2 planets have had, obviously there's an overarching conflict happening, and then there's these smaller little conflicts happening within people groups. Or I think you mentioned the group that believes in science as like their cult or whatever. They're all over the
Oh, they're
place, and
so
so
great.
yeah,
Yeah,
it's all very intriguing. And you're right, kind of giving it the funny, smart aleck answer. it's not always the way to go. Sometimes it comes back to bite you. They're like, you should take this seriously, and then everyone hates you
Yeah.
in the conversation. You're like, oh, okay,
Yeah, I've left
shouldn't
plenty
have
of
said that, I
conversations where
guess.
I'm like, that didn't go good. Even though I'm full
Yeah,
on speech, like I still will
same.
figure out ways to like, yeah, yeah,
So with
like
speech, I
screw that.
just unlocked a perk that says your lies are more likely to be believed. Because a few times with speech, it
Oh,
came up for me to be able
charlatan.
to lie
Yeah,
about
the
it, but
perk.
the lie didn't work. But now, yeah, now I added this. I think it was the charlatan one. Yeah,
Yeah,
where now my lies are going to be more believable. So now hopefully those lies will actually pay off
I
in
I
some of those
I
conversations.
I I made a really good lie to someone at the beginning of the game where I'm like, those cereals, they're all real, and we were this, where they're based off us, and that keeps coming back to haunt me a lot. Where they're like, yeah, because the cereals are real, right? Like someone's always kind of like a smart ass about it. I'm like, yeah, that's fun.
Yeah, thank you,
Yeah,
thank you
I
for that.
like that. There's a lot of stuff in this game that like reminds you of your origin story. That like, and I know these are just like simple, like background based like video game stuff. Like every game will do it, but like this game just does.
Right,
There's a really attention to detail on a lot of this stuff because I do have a lot of things going on. I'm a
right,
space cadet, and I have a gambler background, and I have speech, and I have, and like whenever you have a moment where the whole entire dialogue tree is filled out because like this particular thing is at a crossroads of a lot of your different skills, it just feels good because suddenly like you're like, well, I really have the upper hand in this conversation because I'm this, that, and the other, and I have a lot of choices. I can lie my way out of it. I can be a hero my way out of it. I can be a smartass my way out of it. Like it's very cool. I like a game that leans into like speechcraft like this. It might be one of
yep.
the better versions of this type of game, like with just the amount
Yeah.
of
It all
background stuff.
feels very impactful. Every level that you add skill points or perks, it's very impactful. The decisions
Yeah,
that you make are very impactful. Even early on in that second planet, you got to make a major call. You got to go investigate this whole little refugee town and figure out who to side with in this really big disagreement they're having. And yeah, you can always look that up to see like what are the outcomes for each of these things if you want, or you can just kind of go with your gut based on what
yeah,
people said. But there are huge outcomes that you can't go back on unless you replay the game again. So
yeah,
yeah, you could make an argument that some people want to be able to experience everything that a game has to offer in one playthrough. I get that. I
yeah,
understand that desire. But if you play this game, just know you won't be able to do that, and just make peace with it. You'll enjoy it a lot more, knowing that
yeah. It's
you're
it's
carving out a
absolutely
really specific
exactly.
path in your
It's
experience.
your story. I know you hear that all the
Yeah,
time, but like it really does matter in this
yeah,
game, and I think that leaning into it and knowing that you're playing your game right now, I think it'll alleviate a lot of the stress. Because I think with
yeah,
my first character, I was just like, I'm not getting to see everything, and like you just got to
yeah.
let that go. Like you just got
I
to,
think Starfield did a lot of this well too. I know people don't
yeah,
like Starfield as much as we do, maybe, but
you're
I
wrong.
I love the way Starfield did that. I think Witcher 3 did elements of this 10
Yeah.
years ago in their
Oh
game.
yeah.
I experienced it there a lot. But also games like Detroit Become Human, where I realized I missed a lot that other people saw because of choices I made and dialogues options that I took
There's like
in
entire
games like
sections of
that
that
too.
game you
So
just never see if
yeah,
yeah, it's
yeah.
a Detroit's wacky. That's a
I've seen people
bigger
like
game
clips
than
of it
most
have
people
come
think
up
it is.
sometimes, and I'm like, I don't remember that in that game. That's
Yeah,
because I didn't play
same.
it. That
Yeah, yeah. I played that
yeah.
game like 3 times through, and I still will see clips of like entire levels. I'm like, where is this at? Like, this
Yeah.
is nuts.
What? How? Yeah.
Yeah,
But yeah, man, I'm loving Outer Worlds 2 as well. I think I've got one, two, I mean, three total companions. One's kind of actually no, two of them you start with. So I really have only no, four. I just picked up the one from that second planet. So now I've got three humans and one non-human companion
hmm,
so far.
cool.
And again, decisions to be made in getting some of these companions. You don't necessarily know if you're going down the path of maybe losing them. So you've got to be thoughtful
Yeah,
about what you're saying. So,
yeah, absolutely.
um,
And you can miss some of them outright. Like if you just like skip the quest or complete something out of
yeah,
order or something like that. Like you can lock yourself out of some of them.
yeah, absolutely. Yeah, man, I'm loving. That's the main game that I'm playing. What about you? Is there anything else you're playing besides Tavern Keeper? Um, yeah, I'm just playing a lot of Outer Worlds too. That's pretty much
I'm
it.
mostly playing Outer Worlds 2, and I've been dabbling, here and there as much as I can with the Battlefield 6 still. But yeah, like
Oh,
when I
nice.
want to sit down and play a game, like a big chunky game, it's Outer Worlds 2. I was clearing my
Yeah,
plate so I could like make room for it. And boy, it definitely is a game you need to make room for. It just
yeah,
feels big and it feels expansive, and I like that, like, you just stumble upon missions by like exploring and stuff like
Yeah,
that. Like there's not like
yeah,
markers where it's like there's a mission over here, until you get the mission or whatever. And
yeah.
I like that. But yeah, not playing a
And
lot of other
hey,
games
it
right
needs
now.
to be said because they've already released a game this year that performed really well out of the gate. Even if Avowed wasn't everyone's favorite, some people love it. Some people just thought it was
It's good.
decent
Yeah.
to good. Um, but it performed well. It didn't come out with all these crazy performance issues. And Outer
Yeah.
Worlds 2, from all accounts, and in my personal experience, I know it's anecdotal, but I think it's running wonderfully. Like I think it's great.
Yeah, same.
I don't have any major issues. So, and I love that. I love when
I bet you Avowed
sometimes
gets a
it's
second
hard
life
to.
when it comes out on PS5. I think when that
Yeah, I hope
game
it does
gets
too.
exposed to a bigger audience, I think people are like, "Whoa, this game's really good." Yeah, it's like, yeah, all
Yeah,
right.
yeah. I mean, when a game comes out and its technical issues are so glaring, that's all you ever hear about, and you never really hear about how good is the game. At least not enough. So when a game doesn't have those issues, we sometimes forget to call it the fact like, hey, this game is QA'd
Yeah, it's
really well. Like
competent.
it's really functional. Yeah. Especially with all the branches we just talked about, all the different paths you
Yeah,
can take. The
it's a
fact that
lot
it
of
works
things
so
that break
well.
that game. Yeah, like that game
Yeah,
good.
for sure.
Again, like we're talking
For
about
sure.
Obsidian slash Bethesda style game where it's like classically these games are kind of janky. Even Obsidian games, like New Vegas was a mess when it came out.
Oh,
So
okay. I didn't know
they've
that.
come a long
Okay.
way as a developer in terms of like putting out some really competent,
Yeah.
games. Even Avowed, like it's same like you were saying, like I don't remember that game having like a bunch of issues. I know Dan had some issues, but he was playing on the potato of a Series S, so I'd like
Yeah.
to blame that. I like to blame the hardware
That's
more
his
than
own
the
fault.
software. It's his fault and it's Microsoft's fault. He's in bed with Phil. I don't know what to tell you.
That's right. He
Um,
always has been.
yeah, I always say it's the
According to
PlayStation
how long
thing
to
is a
beat,
gimmick.
you can. According to how long to beat, you can fly through the Outer Worlds 2 story in about a dozen hours for some people if they just do main story.
Yeah,
I'm already over that amount. I think I'm close to 14 hours of playing, and
yeah,
I guess I would be in the camp of main plus extras. I'm not completionist, but I'm definitely in the main plus extras,
that's
which
what
is listed
yeah,
at 37, 38 hours. So I'm about a third of the way through my playthrough,
yeah.
probably, give or take.
That sounds about right.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Yeah.
that's all I've been really playing.
All right. Well, last quick recommendation. My wife and I watched another crazy Netflix documentary called The Perfect Neighbor. It's wild.
I saw
If you like
this.
documentaries,
Yeah,
did
I
you
saw
watch
this.
it?
Yeah. I watched
Really,
it.
really unique take on a documentary because they don't interview anyone. You're not set up in a nice living room with great lighting, having them recount the
Yeah, it's all
story
like
from the
police
memory.
camera.
It's just raw footage from mostly police cams, but also from some ring cameras, and
Yeah,
you're hearing just people talking about it, whether it's recorded there on site or in interrogation rooms later. That's all you're hearing is like the raw footage, and they just pieced it all together. Uh, Wild and very very sad, but like crazy. Uh,
it goes. Yeah,
Great.
it gets the situation gets out of control in a pretty big way. So
Yeah, it does. It really does. I mean, there's a clear villain too, which is like okay. But
yeah.
anyway,
Absolutely.
yeah.
It's
But
you're not leaving this
we enjoyed
documentary
it.
being like, boy, both sides had a point. Yeah,
No,
like,
no.
yeah,
I mean, it reminded me a little bit of that catfishing one, the teenage catfisher one. I don't know if you saw that one. That was another wild Netflix documentary. Highly recommend it. It was cyberbullying, catfish. I forget exactly. Let me get the title of it real quick before we go. That was another really good one, with some elements of it that I did not see coming. Let's see. Unknown Number, the high school catfish. That's the
I
name of
haven't
it.
heard about this. I'll have to go back and like that. I like to catch these documentaries. I usually catch all the ones y'all bring up in chat, and I almost never get back to y'all about them. Like I saw the poop cruise
Yeah,
one,
that
and
one.
I
That
saw
one
a lot of
went
the
some
ones y'all
directions
brought
I
up
did not
too.
expect. You know what I mean? Like sometimes a documentary you'll see where it's going, but that one, as my wife and I are watching it, we're just like, wait, what? Like what?
Yeah,
What just happened? It was that because for about the first half of it, I kind of figured I knew where it was going. I had an
yeah,
idea. I thought,
it's the best.
nope, nope, I had no idea. So it was really good. So Unknown Number, the
I
high
have a
school
watch
catfish.
rec as
Highly
well
recommend.
though. Also
Okay.
Netflix, and it is Guillermo del Toro's Frankenstein with Oscar Isaac
Ooh, I
and
want to see
Jacob
this.
Elordi. It's wonderful. Wow, it's 2.5 hours.
Oscar Isaac.
It is
Oscar
long.
Isaac, right?
Oscar Isaac's great. He plays Dr. Frankenstein. Jason Elordi, Joseph Elordi, whatever his name is. He plays Frankenstein. He's a young actor, kind of up and coming. I mean, nothing has ever in his career been asked of him until this like flisk. Like it is a very demanding role, and he really does it. And I think it's a very faithful adaptation to the original book. They did change the ending. They did change a few things, but like the core message and the themes are all there. And the most important stuff that most adaptations leave out, like the important stuff. Hopefully, I mean, this book was written like 1,000 years ago, so this is not really spoilers. But I won't spoil the movie or anything. The important part of Frankenstein's journey is befriending an old man who teaches him how to read, and no adaptation ever puts that in their movie because it's not scary, But Frankenstein's not
Got
really a
it.
scary book. It's kind of a book about a creature who is forced into living, who has to like kind of come to terms that he's alive and has to live a life, and maybe not be so angry about it. And at this moment in the book and the movie is pivotal, and I'm very glad that Guillermo del Toro, faithfully adapted some of the more important scenes that always kind of get ignored in these movies because people want to make a scary movie instead. And this movie's
Right.
like gothy and moody, but it's not scary. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So in that way, it's very faithful to the original book. I highly recommend it.
Love
I
it.
know 2.5 hours is a long movie for some, but it's very, very, very visually good. It's just it's a real work of art. I really enjoyed it.
You know what? People just have to treat it like a 3-part miniseries, which they would watch, and they're about
Yeah,
45 to 50 minutes each. And
yeah.
then that's the whole movie.
This
You're
would have
done.
made a really good limited series. This would have made a great 3 or 6
Yeah.
episode like run of something. I don't think it was rushed or anything though. I thought it was good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I highly recommend it if you like Guillermo del Toro's stuff. He's
I do
he's King
indeed.
Moody
I'm gonna
man.
give that. I'm gonna give that a closer look. Nice. All right. Well, thank you, Kyle, for joining for this little fireside chat. Thank you all for watching and listening. Make sure to like and subscribe and all that good stuff. And we'll see you on the next one. It's Call of Duty time next time, people. So gear up, get ready. It's gonna be a good one.
Cock those
See
guns.
ya.